Is it hard to understand?
When it comes to reading the Bible, the first thing that comes to mind is the fact that this is the Word of God.
The seals have been broken, and the truth is here.
And when we go throughout the scriptures, when we go throughout extra biblical records, we find that the language that God employed, that He used to create the heavens and the earth, was the Hebrew language.
Christ said, I came for the lost sheep of the house of Israel. But yet no one, no religious leader, no religious church out there anywhere can now identify the 12 tribes of Israel. Can we? God is quite simple, but it seems as if man makes understanding Him hard.
What are those mysteries?
The truth of your book and the truth will make you free. The Hebrew and Bible Academy, you're invited.
All right. Good to see everybody today. Shalom. You know what? Before that, I want to, drop this track on y'all real quick. You know what I mean? Since we all about doing the work, let's go straight into this new track that we dropped with Rawchaa. You understand? It's called Work. Stay tuned for the video real soon, just to give y'all a real treat real soon. Check it out. It's called Work. Some of you already heard it. Here it is. Fair use.
Hey, Rawchaa, man. What's up, brother, man?
What it do?
Hey, man, I've been slothful, brother. What we finna do, man?
You already know what we about to do. We gotta go to some work and then. You ready?
Let's go, man.
What you tryna do?
We finna work, man.
You tryna do what?
We finna work, man.
Work. We gotta work. We gotta work, can't be slothful. We standing on business like we got our office. Work. If it's righteous, we about it. We blessing nations on the street like we coughing. Work. It ain't on us cause it's sinners. We ain't losing in the spirit, no, we winning. We work together on one accord like we twinning. We growing, it's just the beginning. Put your hand to the plow. Ain't checking your spirit, but it's going down. And ain't no excuses. Let's go run a mile. Let's go lift a pound. Let's go back out. We can all work together by the singles. Finding our purpose, I ain't talking Nemo. Bonding our work together like a speedo. Then watch the Father bless it like torpedoes. Take off, we always working, ain't dealing with layouts. Keep the money, we receiving the payout. Growing our food, we ain't doing no takeout. Elder Rawchaa done gave us the layout. Consistently drawing plans, they won't fade out. Prisoner with the body, I won't break out. He said, listen to the spirit, so I'm moving. When she say never out of order like the stick house. Fixing whatever diminish, they call me a menace to demons. I'm feeling like Dennis, I'm working for a hire like an apprentice. A slave to the mission, wearing like a pendant. With sinning, now I'm working in my repentance. Israelite living, I ain't talking Kemet. Raising my daughter, yard, I ain't finished until a higher call me home from this mission. Work. We gotta work. We gotta work, can't be slothful. We standing on business like we got our office. Work. If it's righteous, we about it. We blessing nations on the street like we coughing. It ain't on us cause it's sinners. We ain't losing in the spirit, no, we winning. We work together on one accord like we twinning. We growing, it's just the beginning.
He called many in a crunch time. Few left on the front line. They just ran back like it's one time. It's a remnant left and we one mind. Gon' drop your plow like a coward. Left for Satan to devour. We cutting the head off the snake. He sleep but we show up at his wake. Look, boy, I'm known for working. I traveled the world, headed down, I ain't known for perping. I get it on for certain, born with purpose, the sun was worthy. So I'ma hold it down with no frying, baby. Walked on water, didn't drown. Everybody said we crazy cause we left them out of time, maybe. Last of the more he can, do it like no others. Turn flip a key, heal disease. In the form of supplements, they gave form a key. Took the key from formers. Hypocrites with no honor, watch me work the wrist. Flipping pages, ripping wood, swinging spaceships.
Work. We gotta work. word, 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 yeah, word. We gotta work, can't be slothful. We standing on business like we got our office. Word. If it's righteous, we about it. We blessing nations on the street like we coughing. It ain't on us cause it's sinners. We ain't losing in the spirit, no, we winning. We work together on one accord like we twinning. We growing, it's just the beginning.
All this time, yeah, I've been on my grind, doing the work like I'm still in my prime. It's dark to earth, so it's hard not to shine. Never play on the line, no retreat or recline. Tailor down to the T, spiritual armor, don't play with me. Kill two birds with one stone. Left hand cut them up, at the same time the right hand be feeding the sheep. While running up on the thief, I do the work. Stand on principle, it's the most high business. Men of honor can't be simple, hell nah, yeah, we move a little different from the rest. Paying homage to the Father. No stress on my neck, I'm blessed by the best. I carry my cross as I work on myself. Be minding my business, you get it, trying to get it, just don't get in the way of me working my grind till it. This ain't competition, just flipping the talents I'm giving. Them haters get mad how I done it and did it. They ask if I'm finished, heap coals on their head like it's winter. Forgive them, charity cover my sins, that good healing. It helped me complete on my mission. That risk it be flipping, be drifting around them little demons. Hop out, cast them out while we whipping.
Word, 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 word. We got a word, 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 word. Business like we got our office. If it's righteous, we about it. We blessing nations on the street like we coughing. It ain't on us cause it's sinners. We ain't losing in the spirit, no, we winning. We work together on one accord like we twinning. We growing, it's just the beginning.
Alrighty. All praises be to the Most High. All praises be to the Most High. Yes, indeed. I wanted to share that with you guys out there. Shalom, everybody. I'm checking the chat to see how everybody is doing. I work so hard, man. I got so much hits up in this studio, man. Shaddai Wall pulled this up out of us. This is on his mixtape. You know what I mean? So I got so many hits up in that computer right there. But I'm so busy doing the work. Not that that's not the work, but we're gonna try to free some time up to get more music out to y'all. I mean, because it's a lot of real hits in there. You know what I mean? And I don't really be jamming my own music like that so much. You know what I mean? You might catch me just bumping some jazz or whatever. But when I hear it, I'm like, man, that's definitely that's nice there. And it's nice to always share the platform with true brothers of the Most High, true brothers and sisters of the Most High. So hope you guys like it. Like I said, if it be the Most High's will, you'll be seeing the video soon. I mean, we just got to continue to stay positive doing this work, man, because the devil is just very busy right now, and we need to, like I said in the song, hold it down with no frown. And that's what it's all about. Everything is not going to go perfect. Everything is not going to go our way. We just got to make sure we continue to do that work, and that's what it's all about. No emotions, no any of this other stuff at the end of the day. We got, bigger fish to fry. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, but anyway, tonight, man, we have a powerful lesson tonight. You understand? Christian churches destroyed, religious wars, and basically like just Esau again trying to deceive us and to get us to fall into his snare. I mean, to take the mark of the beast, this digital ID that they're bringing in that we've known about for a long time. So, I mean, I know I was supposed to do the show on YNs, but man, prophecy calls. Like, if it's here, we have to speak about it when it's here, right on that moment in time, while that algorithm is there, because it's so many souls that we want to pull out of this world. We want to pull them out that fire before they just, before they're in there indefinitely. So I said, no, with all of these things that are brewing, Matthew 24 is still it's still going on. You know what I mean? It's like you'll see scriptures and prophecies going on periodically throughout the years that we've been in this ministry, but then you have the prime, the height of it. And that's where we are right now, in the height of Matthew 24. Let me tell you guys, I love the fact that the Most High have shown our church, I mean, from its inception, all of the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding that's going on clearly, and have been continuing to give knowledge to us. Yeah, you may have what the scripture says, people fall off from time to time. I mean, that's just a part of the work. It's just a part of the work. Judases, heresies, they're just going to always come. At this point, I've seen so many of that, it's just another day. I mean, yes, it hurts when it happens, but at the end of the day, like I say in the song, you know what I mean? Like, go and drop your plow like a coward, left for Satan to devour. Because we over here, we cutting the head off the snake. And let me tell you, we put him to sleep and we going to show up at his wake. You know what I mean? So when you listen to them bars that I spit, it was real bars. I'm not known for perpetrating. I'm known for doing this work for certain. So we need more men like that, and not about attention and all of these different things. Christ said, he said, listen, the harvest is plenteous, but the laborers are few. But I don't think people understood that he meant the true laborers are few. There's so many men, but how many men can you actually trust to put something in their hand to get it done, who are not doing it for filthy lucre's sake, who are not doing it for attention, to shine? Now, some of us, we don't want to shine, and God gives us the glory to shine. So people are going to think that that's what we're trying to do. But that means they focusing too much on a man. Don't forget, Joseph wasn't trying to shine, and the Most High still made him shine. David wasn't trying to shine, the Most High still made him shine. That's just what it was. You know, so sometimes people look too much into things, and they want some specific attention on them and all that. Listen. Hey, I remember when I was young and walking around my head low, depressed. It seems like people would have liked me to be that way instead of walking around in confidence to do the Most High's work. And I'm not talking about the truth. I'm talking about when I was a young man, I had no clue, like a lot of you, who I was, what was my purpose. I remember my little brother, Deacon Malak, he always used to tell me and Ricard, I don't know what my purpose is, and I'm like, nah, brother, you got this. A lot of y'all don't know. Malak, he didn't believe he can rap. So it was nothing like, he didn't believe in himself like that. So when you got brothers like me, brothers like Elder Rawchaa, Elder Rawchaa, Lawya, Jasher, all of these beautiful brothers out there, like, just true men who's doing this work, we instill things in one another. We pick each other up and we continue to go. And that's just what this is about at the end of the day. And we're in the last days. It's not time to get scared. It's not time to get emotional. And it's not time to, we just got to stay focused. We just got to stay focused, man. Like, wherever somebody drop it off, we got to pick it back up. And that's just what it is. It ain't going to be some feel-good scenario. But anyway, man, today we have to go into this. We have, unfortunately, I don't even have to say allegedly, I'm going to play a lot of videos for fair use and obviously religious purposes only. This church is burning right now. And it's just, guys, those of you who are awake, those of you who are in the know, we don't have to tell you what's going on. I pray the Most High that you've been among us long enough that your eyes are open to see clearly what's going on. For those of you who have ears to hear, it'll be a time and a moment where we can only dip in the matrix and dip out, just like it showed in the movie, because it's just becoming to where they're going to control every little thing. It's already to the point where a man himself, a spiritual man, a godly man, he don't even want to go on social media because it's just booty shaking. It's the flesh. It's like violence. It's criminality. It's just all types of, you know what I mean? Like, we don't really want to see that. If we're not going on for it to spread the gospel of business, motivate and promote something positive, there's really no point. So like Neo, you're going to have to go into the matrix real quick and come out and do your purpose, because they're bringing in this metaverse. They're bringing in this digital ID. People are depressed because you can't go in the grocery store, even down here. A lot of you guys, the cost of living is high up there, but you can't even go in the grocery store. You come out with the small basket of groceries, it's going to be $100. You might have 2 whole chickens in that thing, few fruits and vegetables, and you just kind of looking like, man, I remember back in the old days, we were with our parents, You know what $100 can get you? A full basket full of groceries. Man, listen. You got to be careful what you buy now, because it's like, hold up, every time coming in, it's $100, $200. What is really going on? Okay, so it's time for us to get those gardens up, at least to supplement some of that money we don't have to spend. Get your grain up, get your beans, get your rice. You know, try to have you some chickens around. It's going to be time for you to learn how to slaughter those chickens or take them to the slaughterhouse. You know, and beef is up at an all-time high. And they say it's not going to go down for the next 2 years. So get your cows slaughtered. It's just really time. I mean, we've already been talking about this, but I'm telling you guys, the beef. I heard a black lady the other day. She said the MFer. She said the MFer. She said, I forgot what she said, but I felt for my sister, because she was like, you can't be serious that beef is this expensive. She said, no, you didn't. It's just becoming that real. People can't, let alone, I mean, we down here in Texas, so all the beef is eating grass. Not that they don't sell like organic beef, but I'm just keeping it real. Some of y'all may stay in some of these places where, like, nah, down here, everywhere you drive, beef is eating grass. So it's also a scam with the organic meat to a certain degree. Some companies have true organic meat, but a lot of them don't. You go in there and spend you $5, $6 down here, you get that little square pack of meat. If you got a big family, it's rough. So I'm gonna be honest. I have eaten both, and I have not felt a difference. I'm just be honest with you. I'm a person who really knows my body. I really, really, really know my body. As soon as I eat something, my metabolism is so fast, it's gonna let me know was it good or bad. Period. And I'm gonna tell you, I didn't really feel a difference. I'm not telling you should go but you should know your area, where you are, where you're from, your state. A lot of people don't know. You don't even have to buy organic beans. No beans in the United States of America is genetically modified. So sometimes we need to do a little research to see what actually is organic, because you can't go in there and buy all organic fruit. People kill themselves over seedless watermelon. I mean, like, and people don't understand gardening. Every watermelon that's seedless, it's not against the law. You can actually take a citrus and make another citrus. People just get too deep. You got to survive. You got to survive. There's grace. And know every watermelon, not everyone, there are genetically modified watermelons, but every watermelon is not genetically modified that has just a little white seeds and like only a few black seeds. It's just grown that way through breeding. So I'm just here to tell you guys, if you want your own watermelons, which I prefer the ones with seeds, personally I do, but it's going to come out in season and then it comes out. So really start planting, man. Start planting so we can get those things that we know are a little bit more better for us. It's not that they lack nutrition, but the seeds just have some better things in there for us. And a lot of those seeds actually help to take out some of these things that, these critters that come in our gut, okay? So I don't want to make it about health today, but I'm telling you, everything is at an all-time high. People are depressed. It's like, and everything that Esau or Edom is giving them on the television, on the news media, through their false miracles with their artificial intelligence and everything else, people don't know what to believe. People, you know what I mean? So guys, you know, families got to stick together. You got to, you know, save money, things you don't need, whatever the case may be. And guess what? Also, be strong and of good courage and fight the good fight through this. You have to fight to endure to the end on every level, because Satan right now, I can tell you right now, not only is Satan working in the world, but he's trying to work through our churches as well. He's trying to work through our churches. He's trying to cause stress. He's trying to cause division. He's trying to cause frustration. Even sometimes you guys are going through little things like, oh, you got a flat tire. I remember when I first got my new car. Let me tell you, the tire goes out during tabernacles. And it's like, it's funny how it went out, because I one thing about me, like I said, I'm really at one with myself and my surroundings. I'm taking me and my brother going to tabernacles. We're eating at a restaurant really quick before we go, and the first thought that comes through my mind was, these two people just sitting in the car. Is something not right about them? The thought was, I hope something don't happen to my car. They don't try to scratch it or bust my tire. As soon as we get in, my brother, he has to come back out. He tells me my tire is going down. And these thoughts I have. The people who know me, I'm not deep or nothing like that. I'm not deep or special. But I'm going to tell you, since we were in Egypt, when these thoughts come in, I would tell Elder. He's like, why you didn't tell me? I'm like, well, I don't try to be deep or think I'm deep or something like that. But they continue to be all through this time accurate. For whatever reason, I don't know. But, you know what I mean? I can't put everything out on here, but I'm going to tell you, we're going to have to start depending on listening to the Most High and the Holy Spirit. Me and Rawchaa were talking. We're doing Tabernacles. I'm just watching, me and my family, these angels who some people think they're drones or planes. And I watched them with my own eyes from years upon years turn into something else in front of my eyes, into a plane that's making noise when it'll be sitting in the sky for 10 minutes, turning bright. I have them on video now. I mean, this is just normal for me. This is just normal that I see these things. We're going to have to start believing in what we're reading. Leviathan is coming out to sea. How can we believe in Leviathan? How can we believe in this book of Jasher and a lot of these different things, half man, half this, that we read about and don't truly read it as literal in what we believe? It's coming to a time where these realms are colliding, and we're going to have to trust in the Most High and each other to make it through this. So I just wanted to put that out there really quick. And I also want to put out really quick before I start, and I apologize for the long introduction, but it is what it is. All right? But I do appreciate your patience. I'm just going to go really quick to promote our beautiful Hebrew and Bible Academy, if you don't mind. Okay? For those of you who are in or not in, who haven't joined our Hebrew and Bible Academy, it's the website is historytimes.org. Okay, it's our Hebrew and Bible Academy where we teach Hebrew. Let me bring that over a little bit. Where we teach Hebrew. Let me try to size this up a little bit. Where we teach Hebrew, world news, and powerful lessons that you are not going to get anywhere else in the world. I think this week we spoke about who is Edom, going through all of the, the lines and the genetics of Edom and their history, because many people don't know who Edom is. In the Christian world, they still don't even know who the white people are. No one's white. God called them red. Not only is their blood red showing through their skin, but the Catholic Church is also represented as red, and the eagle. This is their sign. Total spying like an eagle. Total, you know what I mean? There's nowhere you can go without Edom knowing what's going on. You can't commit a crime. Sometimes people are like, how did they find out that I committed this crime? Let me tell you, Edom got you covered. If you're speaking about something and an ad pops up, this is how Edom works. The tree of good and evil. He'll make you think it's about ads and marketing, only really to be spying on you in the background. Okay? So I want to put this out here really quick, our Hebrew and Bible Academy. Okay? If you're interested in being a Bible scholar or just learning more about the Bible, lessons and questions that your pastors or your family or you don't even know about, you can come here for only $50 a month, and the price have never changed. And guess what? Your life will be changed. On top of the price never being changed, your life is going to change. Even though everything else in the world is going up, inflation is at an all-time high. Guess what? This is helping our work. We really appreciate it. Not only is it helping, they're continuing to dive into new knowledge to bring forth new things. Those of you who have been holding the church down, helping the church, we really appreciate it. And your works in heaven, amazing. They're going to be amazing, right? Because anybody can talk about it, but You know what I mean? When you pick that plow up and you steady plowing, it's all good to take a break. Lean on your plow for a little bit. But if you're not swinging that plow with the brethren, this is not an easy work. It's frustrating. It gets tiring. And when I say that, I don't mean it in a murmuring or complaining type of way, knowing our God does not like that. I mean, like, it just comes with a lot. And trustworthiness with our people, to lead, to shepherd our people, is very hard to come by. It is. It's just the truth about it. You know what I mean? So sometime, you get people in the world who they maybe not have been recognized or done anything, and they come in this and they get a little excited. No different than celebrities. They have a little money for the first time and they lose all the money because they never had money. It's all good. But this Bible, it gives us all the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding to where we can be sufficient for the times we're in and the times to come. But it's all power-packed in these lessons here in our Hebrew and Bible Academy, okay? So just really quick, this academy's theme is Revelation. Are we not in the time of the book of Revelation? Are we not in the last Jubilee? If you don't know what a Jubilee is, hey, it's 50. You can learn about that here and why God talks about Jubilees. Not only in the Bible, but we teach you about extra biblical texts and how to go and dive in it. As a matter of fact, we'll be going into some of that today in this book of Jasher, okay? Which the Bible recommends. The lessons are creation, because many people are asking about dinosaurs. I used to, where do dinosaurs come from? How did this all happen? Was it from the Big Bang? Did we come from monkeys? Well, let me tell you, when you come in here and dive in, let me tell you, you're going to see, just like you would dive in a sea and see all types of creation that you never thought existed, you're going to get it here, right? On a scholarly level. You can go to any college, but I can tell you something right now. I can bet you $1 million that I don't have that you're going to learn more than you did in that college when it comes to religion and all of this stuff in here. So try it out. Tracing the serpent's seed and how Lucifer became the chief Satan, Christ and the keys to the spiritual warfare, the craft, the priesthood of Satan versus the priesthood of the Most High God. AI technology and the mark of the beast. We are here. This is what we're talking about today. Okay, but you can get it, let me tell you, all of the years of study, all of our lessons, all in here, all organized, okay? The Hebrew and Bible Academy, 3-month online Hebrew, Bible, and history course, 12 weeks of live historical biblical lessons. Okay, viewable for 30 days each, Sunday from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, all right? Elder Lawya is cold at teaching that Hebrew. So you're going to learn the ancient Hebrew, all right? And you won't know until you come in. And when you visit places like the Middle East, you will understand that you're actually learning something worth value because, for instance, their word water in Arabic originally comes from the Hebrew, okay? So they say in Arabic, moya, okay? That comes from the Hebrew word, okay? So a lot of these words that they speak in Arabic, they don't even know a lot of that comes from the Hebrew. So make sure you check this out. A lot of things when I was listening to Arabic, because I learned the Hebrew and understand the Hebrew, I was able to understand how some of those words were translated from Hebrew. Just wanted to put that out there, okay? Because I lived in Egypt, okay, around Middle Easterns for 8 years. I lived in Europe around the Greeks and all that, okay? So, anyway, wanted to put that out there. Let's get ready to dive into our lesson. Let me open my notes up. Let me open my notes up here. Okay, if you guys can give me a moment. Hope you guys like that song once again. Shalom to my elders, Yirach, Elder Dale, if you guys are out there. Okay, let me get this for myself here. All right, so I can make sure it's good for my view. Hopefully everybody can hear me good. It looks like everything is sounding good here. So I have a few links for us to go through because I've been saving some links for my future shows that people may send me so that I don't forget and I'm not all over the place. And I noticed that there's so many traps and snares out there right now where Edom is desperate. Edom is very desperate to get who they call African Americans or the black man when all nations were black. But let's be specific. Whom God called the children of Israel or Jacob or the Israelites, who came over into the New World or the Americas, where you read about it in Deuteronomy 28, into bondage or Egypt. This place is spiritual Egypt and Sodom, as you see today. They have the same sodomite laws, unfair, unequitable laws, okay? And it's a place of bondage, still to this day. I'm seeing Esau out there, and I cannot, I'm going to tell you, I'm not racist, but I do prefer my own. And when I say I prefer my own, I mean like even outside of me just preferring us as Israelites. If you are of Christ and you're a white person, Asian person, you're my own too. Obviously, my foundation of what I'm speaking about is my own bloodline, but you are of my own too. So don't think that I'm saying, you know, I don't like white people. No, I love all nations who love Christ. So that's what I mean. But I can't stand evil in my nation or any other nation. So I'm well-rounded when it comes to all of that. Just so I can put it out there in case they want to snip something. Okay? One, before we start, let me put this out there. We're not racist. So if you want to soundbite anything or take some of these soundbites, we're not racist. We don't hate anybody. All nations we baptize in the name of Christ. So just to put it out there. But we are against evil. We are against evil. No matter if it's coming from our people, no matter if it's coming from any other race. And guess what? We are followers of this Bible in Christ. So I just want to put that out there. Anyway, Edom is so desperate. You remember they were talking about not too long ago. They tried, it's like they've been trying every trap. They've been bringing in these immigrants. And they tried to get us with our brothers Issachar. They tried to get us with our brothers Issachar to try to bring us against Issachar. That didn't work. They even brung it out to where Mexicans were saying, oh, you know, if y'all don't come help us, we're not going to come help y'all. Well, guess what? You never helped us. Even though you still my brother, it's all good. But you never helped us anyway. But we've always looked out and said, when we spoke of ourselves, we also spoke about the other tribes as well. That's what we've done. That's what we've done. That's what Judah have done. So let me tell you, we've been not forgot about anybody, but everybody forgot about us. So at this point, we do really need to focus, you understand, on, I'm not saying just Judah, but unfortunately, they are going to be the ones, and fortunately, to rise the rest of the tribes. But they're trying to ensnare us with all types of things. What do you have going on now? And right before that, the Charlie Kirk situation. There already been these parades of, not parades, there have always been these protests of Christianity versus Islam. Now, I seen those first. Reminds me of the Crusades. Well, the mother of all harlots, the Catholic Church, and the Islamists, the Arabs or the Ishmaelites, and we're going to speak about it and read about it in the book of Jasher, were trying to occupy Jerusalem. The same thing that they were doing then, they're trying to do now, but not just the land anymore, because they already have the land. They're trying to surround Jerusalem, or the Jerusalemites, or the Israelites, or the Jacobites. This is what they're doing. This is what they're doing now. So they're doing the same thing, just in a different manner. Okay? So, you know, you had the Christian protest. You had the Christian protest, huh? And now you got churches being burned by so-called allegedly Islamists. Well, I ain't going to say allegedly because it's all on the news. So we're going to show some of these things again. today. We're going to also, talk about how Esau, because their kingdom is falling, they want our help. But I don't trust all of these people coming out speaking that, because a lot of people are paid crisis actors, paid YouTube streamers and all that. Okay? Paid journalists. And that's if they're even real. That's even if they're real, meaning if they're not artificial intelligence, where they don't even exist, or they may be cloned. Now, I'm not a scientist, so I can't get into all of it, but let me tell you, I do believe that everything that was happening before the flood would be happening now, because Christ said it himself. Okay, so I believe wholeheartedly everything Yeshua said. So I have a few links here, right? And I'm going to bring them up really quick. Fair use. 1 second. And I have a scripture here while I'm bringing this up. Proverbs 28:13. He that covereth his sin shall not prosper. 1 second. Let me get that for y'all real quick. And while I'm getting that link, Proverbs 28:13 really quick. I mean, there's so many scriptures I can get, right? Well, Matthew 24, boy, is just nation rising against nation, kingdom against kingdom. Could it not be more obvious right now? Could it not be more obvious right now? It is. Let me tell you. You don't have to make up for Christ. It's going to be obvious. Everybody's talking about it's a white man's book. Oh no. We don't have to make up anything for Christ. His word is true. His word is true. I want to read this just really quick before we get this link. Whoever conceals their sins. As a matter of fact, I'm in the NIV. I need to get the King James Version. Really quick. Sorry about that. There we go. Get good old King James. The black man King James. We talk about that in our Hebrew Bible Academy too. Because sometimes some of my old friends send me that King James was white and all of this stuff. Listen, it's just not true. It's just not true. He that covereth his sin shall not prosper, but whoso confesseth and forsaketh them shall have mercy. You're going to have some of the Gentiles say, surely our forefathers have told us lies. So some of them are going to come out and say this, and I'm going to show it tonight, but some of them will stand in their sins with pride, like it talks about in the book of Obadiah. So we're going to speak about it. Listen, Mr. White Man, and I'm not saying it in a negative way. I have white friends. I'm talking about those with pride. Listen, Mr. whatever you want to call yourself, whatever you want to call yourself, but I'm speaking to specifically white people. And I know there's some real white people who's listening to this right now who is siding with Christ and what we're saying here. So this is not to all white men. This is to the white men who our God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob said will be standing in pride. Listen, if you want to correct, even though prophecy is going to happen, if you want somebody to correct something that's going on this earth, you need to get out there and protest against your own. And I'm not talking about the Masonic crisis actors. You guys need to get out because you're saving guns, you're saving food, but you want us to jump out there. And you know, the little resources that we do have, we won't be able to deal with them. They'll be totally exhausted by strangers because they'll take us into these new private prisons that they'll have for these immigrants. This is what they want. You need to get out there and speak to your brother Amalek. Because we're done. We're done playing your games. Now, any of our people who wants to go out there, Godspeed to them. But we don't tell our people to go out and get involved in any protest. Don't go out there and get involved in any protest, any violence, or harming anybody. Why? Because Christ said, vengeance is mine, said the Lord. All we have to do is preach the gospel. Okay? So I just wanted to put that out really quick because I'm going to show something very similar. Okay, as we get deep into this here. White men need to speak up against their own evil before it's too late. And here's some of them going to do it. So don't think that it can't be done because these white men are doing it here. 1 second, my people. Let me get it in the actual. Let me see if it's going to open in an actual YouTube. We don't want it here. I'm trying to figure out why it's one. Okay, there we go. 1 second. Here we go. Fair use educational purposes only. Okay.
I can tell you exactly why shit is going down the way it is. Two separate realities are happening right now. There's one reality where those of us with critical thinking, understanding of how systems work, racism, bigotry, all that shit, that's the reality that we're rooted in. That's what's actually happening. The other reality that has been created for white evangelical Christians is what they're stuck in. So as a Christian, you learn about the Old Testament, the New Testament. In the Old Testament, God was violent as fuck, but it gets normalized in a way to you because it was a justified violence.
Excuse the language. You know Esau likes to use they love the profane language. That's why the blessing didn't come to them. Lord have mercy. Father have mercy. Excuse that.
That, we're taking cities for God. These cities were evil, so kill every man, woman, and child. Like, that shit's actually in the Old Testament. Then you fast forward to the New Testament, and you have this idea of Jesus, right? Living the perfect life. The Bible talks about there's no greater sacrifice than laying your life down for your fellow man. The same thing you do. The overreacting.
Let me get someone else.
And now what are you left with? You're left with the hope. The hope that you might be able to survive a fight against your fellow Americans. Because why? You didn't like their view on transgenders. Or because you didn't like that Cracker Barrel changed its name or changed its signage. You don't like the fact that, I don't know, it's all these different things you don't agree with. Maybe the tax rates are too high. Maybe they're too low. All of that pales in comparison to the discomfort and pure horror of what a civil war would bring. And guess what? At the end of all of it, let's even say your side wins. Well, what are you going to get? Well, the rest of your life is going to be spent trying to rebuild what you had before the civil war you incited came.
So something interesting about white culture came out in a discussion I was having with my friends the other day. So the first thing to know is amongst my group of friends, I'm kind of the token white guy. I'm friends with a lot of people of color here in Brooklyn. In reflecting on my experience in the conversation, I just made this point, which is that there is really no such thing as white community. Like growing up in Metro Detroit, there was a black community, there was an Indian community, there was an Asian community, but there was no white community. There were white communities, like there were different groups of white people who predominantly got together in their own communities, like country clubs or churches or something. But there was no sense of like racial community to white people generally. This is really interesting because I had a lot of ethnic friends like Indian and Asian who had their own communities of people who would give each other opportunities and help each other out. And they had to because there were institutional factors that were probably preventing them from being as successful as they normally otherwise would have been. I'm just curious if other white people have noticed this because I've never felt like I've had a group of people I can go to who will help me solve my problems. It feels like you're all on your own.
You want to know why white people...
And that's crazy because Esau will make it like they have it all together. And we've all known the Romans, they will backstab each other. Let me tell you, they're known. The Romans and the Greeks are known for backstabbing each other, sleeping with family all over the place. They can care less about each other. But when it comes down to it, all of these nations will be unified against us. So obviously we assume that there's a white community. Obviously there is some type of white community. But he's saying he doesn't even feel like it's a white community. Obviously, when you go to Middle Eastern countries, they have a community because that's how they live there. That's exactly how they live. But Esau will do anything to promote that we are just totally evil, unorganized, uncivilized, you know what I mean? And they have it all together. But listen to their people speak out. They're men too. When a man speaks out, you know that this is serious.
Every single culture, it's for many reasons. It's not just because of one reason. And one of them is most cultures like the Hispanics, the indigenous people, the Asians, they don't need money to be happy. Where white people need money to be happy all the time.
The Bible said the nations worry about these things. And this is what Christ has said. We can't worry about, outside of food, shelter, and raiment. These are the things that the nations worry about. Where things are going to come from, this and that. So he's literally speaking what Christ said already. And all of this is coming out. The Gentiles shall come and say, surely our forefathers have taught us lies.
White people don't like other cultures because it shows the shame inside them that they never really created anything in this world other than trauma. Trauma and drama. Drama. Because every culture, the Asians, the Hispanics, the indigenous people.
And I'm not here to make them to make white people feel bad. I don't care about that. I'm just showing how some of their people feel, because maybe it's not getting promoted. So I want my white brothers out there who is speaking this and let it be known that that we hear you, and we want what Christ wants. We don't want you hurt, regardless what your forefathers did to us and all of that. But guess what? We stopped following our laws as well. So we're teaching our people that our forefathers stopped following God's laws, and that's why he put us under you. Okay? And if you didn't know, you can go to our historytimes.org and take our Hebrew Bible Academy. You'll learn how you're actually our brother that came from Isaac. Now, we're two different nations, but you can still receive salvation. It's not over for you. But I'm just glad to hear that you got, some of them are coming out. But we're going to play the other side as well. Okay, we're going to play the other side as well.
All done something to make this world what it is today.
And I'm bringing this out because all of this Christian versus Islam, what Christ said, thou should not worship wood and stone, their forefathers are the ones who's doing this. Okay, so let me tell you, they're promote, and they're going to take some of their own out just to get to us. Like these men speaking here, let me tell you, it'll be, you know what I mean? They'll take them out as well just to get to us. Unfortunately.
Not really whites. I mean, look at the cars we have now in America. White people cars, because they got the blueprint from the indigenous people and they got rid of them. So now we got all the cars now that all look the same now. It's all generic white people shit. It's like
they're not a skin color. So when you say I'm a proud Irish American, or when you say I'm proud to be from Scotland, that's great. That's not racist. But when you say I'm proud to be white, you're a fucking racist. So if you wish to be proud of your culture, you can absolutely be proud of your culture, but not proud to be white. Now, I will make the caveat that if the culture that you're proud of is the seceded southern United States, the Confederate States of America, yeah, that's racist too. If you're holding on to the most racist ideology in the last 200 years, yeah, you're a racist.
White people, if crime statistics really mattered to us, we would be talking about white men every damn day. We as white people love to throw around statistics when it comes to the black community. We love to misconstrue data about poverty rates, crime rates, single-parent households. Here's the thing. If you really want to talk about problematic behavior in terms of statistics, we need to talk about white men. Most mass shootings in America, white men. School shootings, white.
Now, folks, I had to play this because what do you see going on right now? Who did they say took down that Mormon church in Detroit? A white man. Only to later say he's linked to some type of allegedly some type of Islamic group or something like that. That's what they'll tell you in their narratives. And then later bring in new laws to eventually target us and our churches and our religious rights. right? So I had to let it be known and let them say it themselves.
Intimate partner violence, typically known as domestic violence, white men. Police brutality and systemic violence, white men. Online harassment and extremism, white men. Domestic terrorism, white men. Serial killers, white men. The demographic making up the vast majority of CEOs, judges, senators, and police chiefs who refuse to hold white men responsible, white men. And yet us white men are rarely talked about as being a problem. Few white people are asking what's wrong with white men, what's wrong with the culture. Few white men are demanding that we be fixed. And why? Because we as white men humanize and individualize white violent offenders. And it's time to flip the script. It's shame and blame, because I know white males are incredibly fragile when it comes to that, but instead to name what's really going on and who continues to be protected and not held accountable because of selective storytelling. I hope this helps.
Fear of open conflict is a tenet of white supremacy culture. Think of how many times you've been at the dinner table with your family or in a work setting and they've told you not to talk about a certain topic because it's impolite. Most notably when it comes to politics or human rights issues such as race. How many times have you been in a setting where you know that something said or done was wrong, however you did nothing to change the circumstances? White supremacy and the fear of open conflict is so ingrained in our society that we even have a word for it. The bystander effect. When we're in a group, it's easier for us to assume that someone else will step up and do something, so we don't do anything ourselves. This is a problem when everyone assumes that everyone else will act and no one actually does. And I'll tell you right now that the wealthiest people in this country are afraid of the working class. How many of you have personally met a multi-millionaire or a billionaire? They avoid us like the plague. They control our politicians to keep us divided. They inflate the costs of our goods to keep us poor. And they make sure that the education funding goes to the more well-to-do neighborhoods, leaving the American people broke and ignorant. The average reading level of Americans right now is 6th grade. And the federal poverty line for a single person working a full-time job is $7.60. The federal minimum wage is $7.25. That doesn't add up to me. If you are afraid of open conflict, I encourage you to start looking for some. Conflict does not have to be a...
Continue to enslave our black brothers and sisters. In fact, when they were prospering like Black Wall Street, it was the invasion of the white man that destroyed that city. It was the invasion of the white man.
Grandfathers themselves own the ships. So, I mean, is there in your mind a difference between, I'm not going to say Sam because he's native, a fella like me or Jimmy, and then a fella like a Chase Bank?
I mean, I'd love to tell you it's all these experiences, but being transparent, truth be told, I didn't have the strength and courage to do this on my own. I lacked that to have enough to fight this disease is the best way to say it. So I give absolute credit to God.
Well, I can't play the whole thing, man. It was good. It was good to see, you know, these brothers coming out and speaking some truth. But, you know, we're going to go to the other side now, the prideful Esau. That's what we're going to go to really quick. I didn't even want to play that much of it, but I just had to, man. It was too good. Fair use for educational purposes only. I'm sure y'all have seen this brother before. We can't play the whole thing. But let me see. But I want to give this brother some credit. Philip Scott podcast. Fair use to my brother Philip Scott podcast for covering this.
To ask you to save it, but I think you're the only people who can. The country's done to you. I think we need you. I think.
1 second.
Particular. I want you to hear exactly what this man is saying, because I don't know, have he not gotten the email or maybe the memo somewhere? Let's check this out.
Black men, I think we need you. I think America needs you. Okay? And I know it's unfair after everything this country's done to you to ask you to save it, but I think you're the only people who can. All this stuff going on with Izzy and Palestine, well,
he called him Izzy.
Someone's got to stop him. And
look, he called him Izzy. It's just bad when they got to use a code word, Izzy. Let me tell you, it's getting bad, huh? But I'm not. We still not falling for it.
Anybody that says something, anytime you get a white guy or even a Jewish Jew speaking out about it, they hit them with the racist label, anti-Semitic, stuff like that. Black guys, you can do it. Dude, white guys, white people, they're not gonna jump on the "you're racist" train to black guys. And even if they do, I mean, come on, you can rubber glue that shit, okay? And I'm not saying we need black guys to come at it like Kanye, but we just need you to speak the fucking truth, okay? That we're
doing it, brother.
Allowing this to happen. We're enabling the people that are most known for an extreme act of organized evil happening to them. You know, in World War II, those people are doing that to another group of people. All right? And if anyone in this country could speak out about a great evil that everyone is just allowing, just sitting by and denying, it's you.
I tell you what, how about how my brother here, how about all of your people who you know who feel the same way, put some money together, put us on the payroll, and because this is the thing, hey, we're not going to do it anyway. We sit this one out because we know what's going to come from it. But it would be nice if you could take some of your riches and your resources, put us on the payroll, because let me tell you, such and such needs some diapers, some Pampers, they need some toothbrushes, some school backpacks and clothes and things like that. If you could take some of that, then let's talk. But I guarantee you don't really want to have that conversation. We don't want to have any more of these talks because we still ain't got our so-called 40 acres and a mule. Our people are still struggling. And guess what? So now that your kingdom is falling, you need our help. Guess what? We already helping. We doing what our Lord and Savior told us to do. Unfortunately, this kingdom is going to have to fall. It has to fall. So what you need to do is you need to go and speak to your people. You need to get with your white brethren, okay, and go speak to them. Guess what? You can help us with the work of Christ too. But what I'm saying is we're not going out there on the front line for something that's not going to benefit us anymore. We right now are on the front line for our own kingdom. Period. All right? Listen, black people know now, they're like, listen, and I'm going to be honest with you. They're not even really feeling this alleged situation of what happened to this guy, Charlie K. They're not buying it. They said they sitting it out. This is what's going on, guys. This is what's going on. Now check this out. Fair use for educational purposes only. Check this guy out. I don't know what happened to the... Man, let me tell you. This is straight Obadiah right here. This cat. This is, I don't know how much Yosemite Sam he was watching when he was young, but here we go. Fair use, educational purposes only. Hold up. Let me get that volume. Let me get that volume for y'all. Let me get this volume.
For membership in our church? Yes, they of course they would. They'd be eligible for membership in our church. But would they be permitted to participate in, embody, and practice what I would call black culture generally? Absolutely not. Why? Because the characteristics that mark black culture as a generalization, in the same way Paul's talking about Cretans on Crete, they are evil, murderous, violent, bestial people. They steal, they kill, they destroy. They are sinful to the core. They have besetting sins that are like fatherlessness, sexual immorality. They molest children at a high rate. All of any
all things that you and your people created. Huh? I know you ain't talking. Do you want to read about Cesar Borgia, the Jesus you talking about? You're not talking about our Jesus, our Christ, Yeshua, the Savior. See? So let me tell you, you're really speaking about your own people. And unfortunately, our people fail for, because guess what? We didn't have our knowledge. We forgot who we were. That's a part of our curses. So that's why that happened. But you're really talking about your own forefathers. So you might need to go back and listen to these videos of your white counterparts or whatever, or your brothers, your long lost brothers, and guess what? See what they have to say, because when we watch the Borgias and stuff like that, let me tell you, Edom is getting down. They're getting down with everything on the ground and everything around. Killing everything in town. Hiding behind, they throw stones and hide their heads. But then when they come back and say, our people is doing all the evil, doing all the crime. How did y'all get over here? You left 10% of the indigenous people. Do you need me to call a barber to sharpen you up? Especially this joint, this Yosemite Sam joint you got going on, brother. That's flapping around every time you talk. Please. Do you need me to make this M into a C? No, you didn't.
Criminal statistic that you could look at almost pretty much without exception. They excel at them. Black culture.
And it's even interesting. I mentioned it before, but like the black guy on TikTok, he was saying, he's like, y'all crazy. Like, you talking about this person like it's mental health. He said, that ain't no mental health. That's a demon.
Yeah.
So, I mean, a lot of people are seeing that. Like, this behavior is demonic. To walk up to a white girl.
But yeah.
And to cut her throat.
Because she's white.
Because she's white, and be like, yeah, we got that white girl.
We got that white girl. And when you think about it, you look at that.
And guess what? We don't agree. We don't agree with any evil in any race, even our own. So you can't use a few scenarios and instances and speak of a whole. You can't do that. You don't see me doing it to your people. I'm showing, hey, that there's some good in your people. And you're speaking about us as if we're just all whatever. No, guess what? Even those people who are doing that, guess what? They learned it from you. They fell from their law, statutes, and commandments. What would you have expected? Just allow us to, like when we were in Egypt, to be in our own communities alone and don't bother us, and see how those people come out. When the elders are allowed to come to come in their community, make sure it's no crime. And without you dropping some guns in Chicago. Without you dropping some violence in Chicago and then running away later and saying, see how violent they are?
Culture. And you say, what are the besetting sins and characteristics of it? And then you say, could somebody come in a lawful church membership embodying that culture? No. They have to self-consciously repudiate that culture.
Oh, Father have mercy. You got some of Edom who they're just not going to learn. Right? Some of Edom is just not going to learn. All right? And once again, don't get drawn into any of their snares. Don't get emotional. Because the war is on. The war is on, as you see. Here it is. Fair use. Catholic Church in France has been set alight by Islamic migrants. This is a holy war, good versus evil. Right? Look at what they're promoting. It's really convenient that all of these things are happening at the same time, right? Just like 2020, everything happened all at the same time. Everything shut down at the same time. Who has power like that? Who has power like that? The devil and his minions. And some people believe it because they like, how could everybody just have power to do this all over the earth? Let me tell you, yeah. The devil and his minions. You must don't understand spiritual warfare. You don't see how all the people came together when you read in the scriptures, if you're a so-called Bible believer, that they built the Tower of Babel. All of those people came together in one mind to build it. They're doing the same thing. There's nothing new under the sun here. Now, I want you to check it out. It says a Catholic church. And the other church in Detroit was a Mormon church. Unfortunately, when you do research on these places, the Catholic church deals with little boys, allegedly. There's popes that have been arrested and all that for dealing with little boys. Oh my goodness. Over and over and over. Mormon churches that our church can go into, the history of the Mormon churches. A lot of them have ties in history and Masonic covenants. Covenants with Baal. Yeah. Yep. A lot of them have ties in Masonic work. Masonic foundations, Jesuits, all that. Okay? This is how it all started. Even during the Crusades, the Catholic Church, once again, let me ask you a question. How can the Catholic Church, the Roman, see, people just say Catholic Church. No, don't forget, it's the Romans who pierced our Savior. How can the Roman Catholic Church who pierced Christ become the #1 representation in Christians? Or followers of Christ? Come on now. Huh? Come on, guys. Let's be real here, Christians. Are you that naive? The people who killed Christ, that's the #1s because Christ forgave everybody, right? Father have mercy. That's not it. This is Matthew 24, live at 5. Matthew 24, live at 5. And you can't believe everything you see because I'm not saying what's real and what's not real, but like Christ said, if it be possible, they can deceive the very elect. Now, if some of my people is in Nigeria, if you're in the chat in Nigeria or you have Nigerian family, have they seen any of this going on? How can we know if it's true or not? We don't know if it's AI. We don't know. Now, we do know that there's always been wars going on when it comes to Islam and Christianity. But all of this is very convenient right now. So if you're in the chat and you're from Nigeria or have Nigerian family, have you seen any of this going on? Like with your own eyes? We just would like to know.
We praise your name, Jesus Christ, to protect us, to guide us, Lord, to see us through, to fight for us, to give us hope in the name of Jesus.
Now, I'm not going to be the one to say what's true and not true. Because either way, I know our people are over there struggling in Africa. But I invite my African brothers, if you are people of God, people of Christ, you know, and I'm talking about specifically the ones who claim the African man is the best in the world. He has all the power. Africa has the power to actually show us your power. And Christ, we know what Christ said. Christ says, "Vengeance is mine," said the Lord. But hey, your Christian brothers need some help right here. I'm just trying to see where's that African power. Where is that? What they call it? Black Panther power. Let me tell you, it's millions upon millions in Africa. And right now, I thought that they were promoting this general over there who was ready to go to war against the white man and all that. Now, I know he may be in another country, but what I'm saying is, you know, Jerusalem is the mother of all. Jerusalem. It's not Africa. Jerusalem is the mother of all. 1 second. Galatians 4:26. Let's get it. Galatians 4. So you need to set your mind upon this. Not the Nation of Islam. Stop joining that Islam, because let me tell you, the Catholic Church is the don't work the wood that Christ was talking about. Don't worship wood or stone. The stone, the Kaaba stone, is what he was talking about. In every denomination under that. All he told us was to follow his law, statutes, and commandments. Your protection will be in that. Not eating bush meat. Not eating shrimp, crab, and lobsters and fufu. And I'm not talking about your custom local dishes. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is the unclean food that we're bragging about. Okay? You have to get baptized in the name of Yeshua. Okay? And you will be protected. Obviously, the Catholic Church have whipped behind all over the world, definitely in Africa, that Cesar Borgia is not going to save you. The white Jesus is not going to save you. And your African rich brothers who have oil over there, they are not going to save you either. They would have done it already. You know how many men are in Africa who could have had their own armies and all that? Africa is huge. Let's read it. 1 second. Verse 23, Galatians 4:23. But he who was of the bondwoman was born after the flesh. It's talking about Ishmael, the Arabs that is whipping behind in Africa too. Have our brothers over there promoting Islam over there, and have Negroes coming out of prison in the Nation of Islam talking about, I got the Quran and the Bible. For what? They don't go together. They don't go together. And then we listened to a brother today. He trying to bully people because he came out of prison. He was a kingpin, and he was telling people don't eat meat. You can't bully somebody into not eating meat, brother. God gave meat to Elijah, and Elijah, if it was wrong, he wouldn't have went into heaven alive. You know? But he who was the bondwoman was born after the flesh. But he of the free woman was by promise. That's talking about us. The children of Israel and Jacob. Huh? So my brothers and sisters in Africa, you're close, but don't forget how we got over there. Running from Roman persecution. Once they got over there, they put you right back under the persecution. Some of our brothers and some of the Hamites over there sold us over here because we were rebelling against it. And we're still, through our blood and genetics, rebelling against it. Okay? But we are reaching out to you, hey, and telling you can get baptized in the name of Yeshua and freed. And don't be naive to what's coming out of the sky of Mother Mary. You believe in this. You understand that the white people are superior, and they're not. You're still believing in their gods. They haven't helped you thus far. And they haven't helped your brothers over here. All right? which things are an allegory, for these are two covenants, the one from Mount Sinai, which gendered to bondage, which is Hagar. The Ishmaelites, she was an Egyptian woman who was a bondwoman under Sarah. They don't have the promise. And you're joining Islam, which doesn't have any promise, which was created by the Catholic Church. And if you don't believe me, you can do your own research, but we teach it in our Hebrew and Bible Academy. The Catholic Church, Edomites, created Islam. And when you are among Arabs, not that all of them are, are not nice. A lot of them are nice. But most of them that I have encountered are more racist than white people. I've met Ethiopians who are more racist than white people, and these are black people. Okay? And I'm just putting it out there. But Ishmael have raped and robbed your people, little boys and men and all that. Facts. For hundreds upon hundreds upon hundreds of years. 1,000 years plus. So you let me tell you, you're going to keep getting whipped over there if you continue to follow their gods. Our God is releasing us over here, at least the remnant. That this stuff is coming off of us. And we understand there's no American power and there's no African power. There's no power but a higher shall higher. Or in the English, I am that I am, in the name of the Savior. That's the only power. Moses freed us through that power out of the land of bondage, or Matazarium, or Mizraim, or Egypt. Okay? We were those people in Arabia, in that wilderness. And our God put a whipping on the Egyptians and the Hamites. And he can put a whipping on all of the people who are over you. But if you keep denying the power, just like our brothers who's across the earth denying the power, and some of our people over here, guess what? You won't be in that number. Because the war is on right now, and whomever is not under that mark will be taken. You either going to take the mark of the beast and be naive in this new world order that's coming under their one world religion. So that's why right now you see all of these churches burning, because it's prophecy. Nation shall rise against nation. Matthew 24, kingdom against kingdom. But the end is not yet. This gospel shall be preached in all of the ends of the earth, and then the end shall come. We still have work to do. We're not really worrying about it. He that endureth to the end, the same shall be saved. The Romans are a part of prophecy to come against Jerusalem. Jerusalem is not in the land of Israel right now. These are the people he's talking about, the temple of God. No longer can you just be lukewarm. Be hot or be cold. Be African, be American, or be of Christ, like Paul said. Be ye followers of me, as I am also of Christ. We want you saved. Forget about Oluwa, how you say it in Nigerian, Oluwa and all of this stuff. No. Forget about the voodoo, Santa Maria. No. I know you making your African music and all of that, your nice little Afro beats. You talk about Oluwa and all that, yeah. No, ain't no Oluwa. Let's talk about Ahaya. Huh? You are kings and queens and don't even know it. You're not tired of getting whipped all over the place? And then coming to other countries, oh, I'm African, putting on your colors and all. Hey, it's no pride about none of that. Anybody can have pride in their culture, but we are here at the end. Do you want your kingdom or not, my people? Worldwide. Worldwide. It got to the point, brother, I seen a brother in Jamaica, listen, I'm tired of my African brothers bringing this witchcraft and stuff. He like, we over here singing, going through it, and it's like, at this point, I don't even want to be African no more. This thing is getting played out. They know who we come from and what this is about. It's not the time to be suckers anymore, because we got people, children over there and women over there dying, and the men need to rise up over there and come back to their God. And stop getting this pride of this thing of you know what I mean? You kings. Stop getting this pride of being African. It's like, no, brother, we reading to you right now. Jerusalem is our mother. Let's read it. Huh? Let's read verse 26. But Jerusalem, which is above, is free, which is the mother of us all. Africa is just an extended portion of the wilderness from that place. It's our home too, but you are living among a bunch of Hamites. You're living among a bunch of Hamites and have taken some of their culture. Just like over here, we have taken some of Edom's culture. We've all fell for it. But now that last war is coming to Africa. Huh? So even if this video we just showed, whether it's real or not, if we don't know, it's coming here and there and everywhere. And we're going to need our God and each other to make it through. Facts. It's no more time to argue about who's better in America or Africa. Let me tell you, they don't give a damn about none of that. And stop believing in all the myths. Because if the African people were stronger, you would have taken over Edom a long time ago. No. There's no stronger. Our God is stronger. Okay? What do you have against Africa? Nothing. My doctor is Nigerian. My best friend was Nigerian. I'm real to everybody. Period. I got family that's Nigerian and from Ghana. I do. So don't think because we speak in the truth that we have something against people. We just blowing the trumpet, because we have a church in these areas of people whom we love, who's working hard to wake our people up. Fair use. So if you're in Nigeria, hey, blow that trumpet, because whatever's going on out there. I don't know if I can get the volume. For some reason, the volume is not. This video has no sound. But supposedly, this video is supposed to be some Islamist shooting against Christians there. Who got the camera? So I don't really, you know what I mean? Like I said, I don't know which. All I'm going to say is it's very convenient. Right after all of these Christian versus Muslim protests, and then all of a sudden Islam is taking over, and it's mass shootings, and it's this and that, and then it'll come out later, like I said, saying some white person was a part of some group, only to now come back later and say, hey, we have to tighten up against all of these extremists. And some people are falling. Some people are actually falling for the narrative. Let me check it out. You got Issachar right here. He's falling for the narrative. Check it out.
We're going to go now to a live news conference.
Fox News, fair use for educational purposes only.
With more information.
Township Fire Chief Gent, Genesee County Sheriff's Department Sheriff Chris Swanson, and MSP Michigan State Police Captain Greg Marenko. I'm going to provide an update from Genesee, and again, that suspect is deceased as well. 705 community. From Wednesday to Friday, those services will be available to our community at the Grand Blanc Senior Center.
Look at that.
That's all.
Suspect identified as Thomas Jacob Sanford. Boy, they use their number 23, 13, 33. Let me tell you, they be using this stuff. So that's that so-called shooting in Detroit. It was supposed to be another link I had here. That wasn't the one I had wanted, but 1 second. Oh, here he goes. Here goes that link I was looking for. Some people are falling for the narrative. Check it out. If these are not actors.
Halloween decorations in Houston's 2nd Ward creating controversy and sparking a discussion on.
So as the race wars are brewing, the religious wars are brewing, the political wars are brewing, then you have Halloween, one of the most demonic months or seasons, fall harvest with the witches coming. You know you're going to see more and more devilish acts. But now they are pushing race. They got Black Lives Matter, a white funded group coming out there protesting to get naive blacks out there. Let me tell you. Now, you got to throw Issachar in the bunch. Here you go.
Speech. Fox 26's Jonathan Mejia is live for us in 2nd Ward tonight after speaking with the homeowner who put up the decoration. He also talked to a lawyer. Jonathan.
That's right, Anthony. Well, Marcos Rodriguez tells me he's in his right to express his views.
There they go. They said he also talked to a lawyer, which is just going to make others think that they can legally to do this. But once the violence starts to happen, that'll be what they want. To bring the military on the street. To eventually say, oh, we need peace. It's too much violence. We all won. Christians shouldn't be against Muslims. Muslims shouldn't be against Christians. What's going on? We all need to come together in one world order. In a one world religion. You got Mexicans hating whites, and whites hating Mexicans, and blacks hating whites, and whites hating blacks, and Democrats against Republicans. We all need to be one like they were at the Tower of Babel. We got to bring it back to where Nimrod had it.
Statements through his Halloween decorations, and he tells me he's not going to take them down.
My only occupation.
A home in Segundo Barrio, or the 2nd Ward as it's known, has gone viral for its Halloween decorations. A man and a woman are wearing red hats, black shirts, khaki pants, and have zip ties in their pockets. There's also 2 Mexican flags and a...
I'm not buying this because they are targeting the people who's coming after us. Trump them. The MAGA, the Make America Again crew. How convenient that is. Who's the president over Mexico? She's Jewish, by the way, if you didn't know. And let me tell you, Issachar needs a lot of work. Let me tell you, I don't know if it's the Edomite Issachars that's over there, and I don't get into genealogy, boy, but a lot of them over there, they still can't stand the fact that they was originally black. Some of them still can't stand that. But then you got a lot of them who love us. So let me tell you, when I was living in San Antonio, boy, Issachar was racist. I used to get stopped every single day. And they even came on the radio and said some of the most racist cops in America was L.A. and San Antonio. Little San Antonio. And I felt that. So they be buying these narratives. Blacks don't want to come and support. Listen, stop it. Nobody have supported us ever. We can support you in this. Come and find out who you are, get baptized, and save your soul. We love you. But we not getting into this thing that Esau's pulling you in. Don't let Esau use you or the white man use you as a so-called Mexican, because God didn't call you Mexican. You're Issacharite. Don't let him use you like he did the Arabs. You're our brothers.
Person wearing a colorful poncho.
With everything going on in our community, with all the problems our community's having,
That's like an LGBT poncho.
It just seems politically right
And your decoration has gone viral on social media. You said you saw it on Instagram as well. What was your reaction to just seeing this go viral on the internet?
I was surprised that many people actually liked it.
Is this cat even Issachar? Or are these two LGBT men? No disrespect. I'm watching my guy Pants. I'm watching this poncho. It looking a little LGBT-ish. It's looking like some agendas being pushed here. I could be wrong. I'm open for being wrong. Can't always be right, but I'm just saying, I'm just getting these vibes. This little hair he got going on, you feel what I'm saying? You know.
I mean, the comments that I was reading, that wasn't really none negative.
Who do these people represent?
People who wear masks that have red hats. It ain't right what's happening. It ain't right that our country's going the wrong way instead of a right way. And I don't care if you're Republican.
It ain't right. But this is gonna make it right. Is this how a Issacharite makes it right? Is this how an Issacharite makes it right?
Or Democrat, it's just a point about morally doing things right or morally doing things wrong. By no means am I threatening any agents. I mean, that's just a little statement that I'm putting up for myself.
Because Issachar is falling for the narrative like we used to. Now we done got a little tired. We trying to figure out how we gonna make ends meet and how we gonna put food on the table. Cause we like, listen, we about tired of protesting. Now they gonna pull out some paid actors and some paid LGBT activists and Black Lives Matter and all that, but and you're gonna have your little scragglers. But really, most of our people ain't falling for the 2020. Even when you look at the statistics, and for this stuff going on now. All right. So, all right, it's on, guys. And you remember I told you guys about this guy I showed on a show not too long ago who spoke about the New World Order plan. Yeah, I'm going to play him after this. Because Reagan and Bush, I mean, they were speaking about the one world, New World Order, and now we're here. That 2030, let me tell you, right around the corner. Fair
is
use.
More than one small country. It is a big idea, a new world order, where diverse nations are drawn together in common cause to achieve the universal aspirations of mankind: peace and security, freedom, and the rule of law.
So I say we must clean the house of white America of racism. Americans who are in the white majority should be proud to stand up and be heard denouncing the sort of racist rhetoric we heard on that tape, so loudly and clearly denouncing it that our black fellow citizens can hear us. White racism may be black people's burden, but it's white people's problem. We must clean our house.
When they say peace, peace, then comes sudden destruction. Then come sudden destruction. All right, that's where we are right now. Woo, this lemon, woo, that lemon rind, yeah. I'm a little crazy. Sometimes I eat the lemon rind. That's, boy, you get you some good vitamin C like that. Woo. I love the little thing on the glass. When they got it on the glass, I think it should be eaten. Strawberry, all that, as long as it's clean. Yeah, you know my family. They had that good old key supplement, magnesium powder in there, some good lemon, some mint from the garden, blended up real nice. Yeah, that was real nice right there. I got my protein shake next. Y'all better stay on y'all game. Let's get back to it. All right, let's get back to it. We are here. They warned us long ago. Which one is this one? Is this the one I want here? There you go. Reptilian cousins. The reptilian's cousin. Hold up. Fair use.
We have before us the opportunity to forge for ourselves and for future generations a new world order, a world where the rule of law, not the law of the jungle, governs the conduct of nations. When we are successful, and we will be.
Man, look at the music they had behind the dark, suspenseful reptilian music. The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle music. Remember I told y'all that's what the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle was about. They got the Hollywood party mask on for their masquerade parties. And it was about pizza. You see, what a lot of these celebrities, what a lot of y'all forget, a lot of these celebrities like Bernie Mac and all that, they died from allegedly talking about cloning centers, MK Ultra, and Pizzagate. Yeah. So why, if these things ain't real, why is people passing away for speaking about it? See? Now, we may not know all the details, but we know everything these people say, they're just telling us, and it's happening. We're here.
We have a real chance at this new world order. And
we have a real chance. When a person just sit down and listen to this, they're telling you this is war. They're telling you they're coming against the people with a spiritual war. We have a real chance against this new world, with this new world order.
In which a credible United Nations can use
United Nations. We're going to talk about it.
Its peacekeeping role to fulfill the promise and vision of the UN's founders.
The UN's founders with Amalek, the head of the nations. Like we spoke about in our Hebrew and Bible Academy. Look at Amalek speak. Looking like he ready to drink some blood. Put a little blood in my wine, he might say. Put a little blood in my wine. Oh, brother, ain't no blood around here. Yes, indeed. And look, the son was just like the father. What did he say? What happened to Haiti? He said, I know a lot of people want to bring blankets and water. He said, just send your cash. The cold-hearted reptilian blood. Here go the United Nations. I got the scripture ready, but hold up. Hold up. 1 second, y'all. No, we ain't getting to no point. Nope, this is not what I wanted. 1 second. It wasn't this one either. I'm about to get it for y'all. 1 second. They have my stuff out of order. Y'all give me 1 second. Nope, that's not it. What is going on? Where's my stuff? One second, y'all. I'm gonna get it. I gotta get that one with Reagan. I have to get the one with Reagan. That's the one I had. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Let me get that one with Reagan there. Reagan. New World Order. There you go. Let's see, we'll get this one here. Fair use. Fair use.
Amid attempts to control the media and promote censorship under the ruse of a so-called New World Information Order. We must work against efforts to introduce contentious and non-relevant issues into the work of the specialized and technical agencies, where we seek progress on urgent problems for terrorism, from terrorism to drug trafficking to nuclear proliferation, which threaten us all. Such efforts...
Drug trafficking, you're identifying black people. Who is a spokesperson for black people at the United Nations? It sure ain't Africans, because they sure ain't come send no shit for us. Who was a so-called African American? Was it Obama? He was a Hamite, East Indian. The United Nations is what the scriptures talked about in Psalms 83, and we're going to talk about it. Yes, Agenda 2030. He's sitting here talking about nuclear. Hey, they were speaking this about Iran and all that. Let me tell you, they were telling us what they were going to do this whole time. They got the armies on the streets now because it's too much crime, and they say they need to fight violence because that's the only thing we understand. That's all you understand. But don't worry, Christ himself is going to bring it to you. You don't got to worry about us.
Corrupt the charter and weaken this organization. There have been important administrative and budget reforms. They have helped. The United States is committed to restoring its contribution as reforms progress. But there is still much to do. The United Nations was built on great dreams and great ideals. Sometimes it has strayed. It is time for it to come home. It was Dag Hammarskjöld who said, "The end of all political effort must be the well-being of the individual in a life of safety and freedom." Well, should this not be our credo in the years ahead? I have spoken today of a vision and the obstacles to its realization. More than a century ago, a young Frenchman, Alexis de Tocqueville, visited America. After that visit, he predicted that the two great powers of the future world would be, on one hand, the United States, which would be built, as he said, by the plowshare, and on the other, Russia, which would go forward again, as he said, by the sword. Yet need it be so? Cannot swords be turned to plowshares? Can we and all nations
How do you want to turn swords into plowshares? By you bringing in the swords and getting rid of everybody with the plowshares of how America was built? Huh?
In our obsession with antagonisms of the moment, we often forget how much
But see, people, Christians, Christ is the one who's going to destroy the weapons and turn them into plowshares. They won't. You can't believe anything they say. When they talk about peace, they're bringing war, as you see with their actions. And they're making crybaby laws. Let me tell you, I can't stand the crybaby laws. I can't. I can't stand a grown man who acts like a crybaby. And now you got a whole nation of people living in land that we left who has the #1 crybaby laws.
All the members of humanity. Perhaps we need some outside universal threat to make us recognize this common bound.
He's saying they need a threat. I thought you said you wanted peace. Well, since we're all divided, it looked like we need a scare. They're telling you right here what they're doing. He's saying we need a threat. Not that we have one. He's telling you they're going to create one. Right here. You gotta listen to how these people speak. They're forked tongue. They saying they need a threat. So what they're telling you is, what you're seeing now, they would have to create one through artificial intelligence, through narrative, psychological warfare, all that. Hegelian dialect.
I occasionally think how quickly our differences worldwide would vanish if we were facing an alien threat from outside this world.
So listen, he's proposing that. If we have a fake threat, it will make us all come together. So it's almost like they had to say it and follow through with it, believing that would actually work. Having the people under a fake worldwide drill. They said it here.
And yet, I ask you, is not an alien force already among us?
Woo!
We cannot permit...
Is not an alien force already among us? Check that out. Let me tell you, we have to start, we can't continue to think that when they're telling us something, they're not telling us something. No, he's telling you the reptilians or whatever you want to call them, fallen angels, are already here. They're already here. And they're following through with their plans. Psalms 83:1. Keep not thou silence, O God. Hold not thy peace, and be not still, O God. Ahia. For lo, thine enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against your people, and consulted against thy hidden ones. They just like the Egyptians we're getting ready to read about. Huh? Yeah, man, we not gonna send the Israelites to go and fight because they might turn, they might turn against us, and coming up with all of these lies as if they really care. You have to show you care like you show you care to the Ukrainians. How you show you care to the Chinese. How you show you care to the Arabs. All of the people who you say are immigrants. Now you got immigrants in here. You giving them money and they a problem? But you always forget about us. That's why they had to call us the hidden ones. The people who built this place. What the world thrives off of. Our energy. Y'all can't rap. You couldn't rap if we didn't rap. You couldn't look fine if we didn't look fine. You couldn't cook if we didn't cook. You need me to show you the early white settlers? Huh? You need me to show you the early white settlers? I got a video, man. They were talking about how the officer in the Times around Houston showed me a video how they were talking about they were drinking out the same water container as the cows back then when they had our people working for them. So let me tell you, without us, nothing would pop. All nations are against us unless they're following our God and our Christ. You got a lot of these, Persians and stuff, and we don't have nothing against nobody. But they try to talk down on us over there in Iran. Guess what? A lot of y'all not even real Iranians. You're Alexandrians. So don't be mad at me. Your real person was black. Stop hating. You say everybody hates the color black for some reason. That's because you might got that Edomite opinion, and it's all good. Be happy who you are. Because your God is black too. Why are you going to hate the people who's going to help the world? Some of your leaders don't. They know who we were. They know who Queen Esther and her people was. These people got the nerve to call us out, the N-word and all of that. Don't you know your people was Niger too, black? Not for you to boast and think you better. No, there's an original Niger. It's us, the blessed, the promised. There's no one like him. You know, a lot of people don't know that a lot of these countries, what the white man said, he called them the Izzies. Yeah, they're over all of these countries. Doing what Christ said they would do in Matthew 24. What they do best. Murder, kill through war. Act innocent and call for our help. Give me some of your resources. Calling for my help. Huh? Talking about they ain't got enough land. Man, you ride around some of your states and tell me if they don't have enough land. They don't want us to have it. It's way more than enough land. If they wanted to do something, they say, man, here, take an acre. Take an acre, take a half acre, take a quarter acre. You don't got to stay in the hood if you really love us. You want us to go and protest and speak, and you ain't giving up nothing. We ain't doing nothing for free. And guess what? We don't want it. Anything at this point in time, since it's over already, our God's going to give it to us. We will work for it. We will build our own kingdom from the ground up. Because you never appreciated us in the beginning. Only the few of your kind who loved our Savior because they can see who truly we are. Because Christ don't have, let me tell you, the love of Christ don't have a color on it. Even though he has a people, but the love of Christ and righteousness don't have a color on it. But the rest of you can die in your pride. They have taken crafty counsel against your people and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may no longer be in remembrance, except for the Revelation 29ers. Huh? Yeah. Who want to be us. But not like us. They will never be like us. And then call us the N-word and try to look down. How you gonna jam my music and try to do hip hop? Brother, that come from my people. There ain't a food on this planet. There ain't a style on this planet. That didn't come from the people who would bless all nations. Through Abraham, all nations will be blessed through the promised seed. For they have consulted together with one consent, just like they did with Nimrod. They are confederate against thee. And we know why they worship some of these people who were building this tower, some of these people who were turned to different animals and all that. Guess what? Because they're angry at our God for doing it to them. See? For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee. The tabernacles of Eden, the house of Edom is talking about, and the Ishmaelites. Edomites and Arabs working hand in hand once again. Of Moab and the Hagarenes. You want to talk about the Philistines or the Palestinians? They're together. Our God is saying with them. They want us to. Let me tell y'all. We gotta stop being politically correct. We're never gonna be disrespectful. But the whole deal is, we don't want harm to happen to anybody, as you see, because we know how it feels. Oh, y'all never had war come over there? Let me tell you. We had in the beginning. We've been through it before you've been through it. They left 10% of some of these tribes that we have. And we were strong enough to multiply them back again through our God's grace. But we're not protesting for Palestinians either. I've lived among all these people, and guess what? They will pass you by like you're nothing. Every day, and I have nothing against them, because I know there's always going to be some righteous, good people in every nation. But they pass by me every day, East Indians, and don't say anything. Not hi, not anything, not nothing. That's just the truth about it. You don't want to hear the truth? That's just the truth. I don't give a damn. I don't care if they say hi to me or not. I'm just telling you the truth. The tabernacles of Edom, which is the white man, and the Ishmaelites, which is the Arabs, of Moab, the children of Lot, and the Hagarenes, other Arab tribes, Gabal and Ammon, children of Lot, and Amalek, who is at the head. like it talks about in the book of Obadiah. The Philistines or the Palestinians with the inhabitants of Tyre, meaning all the people on the coast, the Canaanites, who dwell in parts of Africa now. Because we ran some of them to Africa. And some of the Canaanites are mixed with Amalek as well. So don't say that the Canaanites is all done away with. They're not, because they're mixed with Amalek. All right? The people who was in Africa putting sticks and stuff in their lips and all that. Yeah. You can tell the difference between Jake and Ham. No offense. Asher also is joined with them. The Assyrians, they have hope in the children of Lot. So they didn't hooked up with the children of Lot, Moab and Ammon. Do unto them as unto the Midianites, as to Sisera, as to Jab in the brook of Kishon, which perished at Endor. So all of these nations are against our people. Let me show you something real quick before we close this thing out. Before I show my last video, I'm going to read to you from the book of Jasher. I tried to bring it up at the last minute, but there's so many different versions, and it wasn't lining up with the chapters. So I think we had the book of Jasher. What's this? 50. 1 second. I guess we're at 58. 58 and 17. No, 58 and 16. Let me read this to y'all real quick. No. 58 and 14. And it came to pass at the end of many days and years, when the children of Esau were dwelling quietly in the land with Bela their king, that the children of Esau were fruitful and multiplied in the land. Now, if you're new and you don't know what the book of Jasher is, it talks about it in Joshua and 2 Samuel. The Bible refers to it, just so you guys know. Okay? It's called the upright one. That's what Jasher means, okay? Esau, the children of Esau were fruitful and multiplied in the land, and they resolved to go and fight with the sons of Jacob. So we can always be in our Black Wall Streets or our neighborhoods not bothering anybody. We can be double dutching. We can be doing our hip hop. We can just be being fruitful and multiplying. We can be in our cross colors. We can be chilling, having our Gumbies, our Gumby hairstyles, our Southside fade, whatever. We just chilling, not bothering nobody. Issacharites doing their things, making their babies. Puerto Ricans making their babies. Cubans, Colombians, Hawaiians, everybody not bothering nobody. But then they want to come and mess with us because their life is just too boring. Why are we so happy just being with our God and our people? Huh? You want to show us how you can, dance and that you can do it too. Just do it among your own with your gods. Unless you're going to follow our God like some of your people did. You want us to be involved with your sun god and ISIS, no. We don't want to be involved with your idols. Let's continue. So they wanted to come and fight with the sons of Jacob and all Egypt, and to deliver their brother Zepho, the son of Eliphaz, and his men. For they were yet in those days slaves to Joseph, because guess what? They wasn't doing right, coming over there messing with our people. Huh? And the children of Esau sent unto all of the children of the east, of the Middle East, And all they made peace with them, and all the children of the east came unto them to go with the children of Esau to Egypt to battle. Always hating on us. And we ain't do nothing to nobody. You come over here, you're going to get what you're asking for. And there came also unto them the people of Anges, the king of Dinhabah, and they also sent unto the children of Ishmael. So now they had kings of Africa, North Africa with them. They didn't gather everybody against us. It ain't just about black and white. Let me tell you, the people in the Middle East was brown and black too. It's East Indians blacker than us. Like charcoal. And the children of Ishmael, look at that. Children of Ishmael, the Arabs. Just like Trump went over there to Saudi Arabia to make his deal. A lot of you don't know that it's ran by the Revelation 29ers though. At the top. Amalek is at the top. Okay, if you ain't following Amalek, he's going to go put one of his own in there. So the children of Israel always underlings to Esau. Just like this thing going on right now with these churches. Because they're mad of the promised seed. Children of Israel, Ishmael, and they came also unto them. And all the people assembled and came unto Seir to assist the children of Esau. So they went to the land of Esau to assist them in their battle, and this camp was very large and heavy, with people numerous as the sand of the sea, about 800,000. Infantry and cavalry. And all these troops went down to Egypt to fight with the sons of Jacob. And they encamped by Ramses. And Joseph went forth with his brethren, with the mighty men of Egypt, about 600 men. 600 men against 800,000. Let's see how this went. And they fought with them in the land of Ramses, and the sons of Jacob at that time again fought with the children of Esau in the 50th year of the sons of Jacob, going down to Egypt. That is the 30th year of the reign of Bela over the children of Esau and Seir. And the Lord gave all the mighty men of Esau and the children of the east into the hand of Joseph and his brother. And the people of children of Esau and the children of the east were smitten before Joseph. You mad because our God gave us the power to whip your behind when you come physically. So now you like, hold up. We have to make them sin because we can't beat them physically. You couldn't come into Africa with just hands or just bow and arrows. You had to come in there, sneak, mess up their water, cause disease. Come in like a wolf in sheep clothing, weaken the people, and then now you take them down. You take away their resources to where they don't know how to come together. They don't know who they are. And you come in there and get them like that. But you can't go heads up. You're a coward. That's just the truth about it. Put the weapons down and let's see what we're talking about. But you would never do that. Because our God knew from the beginning that even in the womb, you would be who you are. Right? So, one second. Let's go to verse 20. And the people of Esau and the children of the east were slain. There fell before the sons of Jacob about 200,000. And their king Bela, the son of Beor, fell with them in battle. And when the children of Esau saw that their king had fallen in battle and was dead, their hands became weak in the combat. And Joseph and his brother and all Egypt was still smiting the people of the house of Esau. And all Esau's people were afraid, and the sons of Jacob fled. Afraid of the sons of Jacob, and fled from before them. And Joseph and his brother and all Egypt pursued them a day's journey. And they slew yet from them about 300 men, continuing to smite them in the road. And they afterward turned back from them, and Joseph and all his brethren returned to Egypt. Not one man was missing from them, but of the Egyptians there fell 12 men. All they needed was 600 men against 800,000. I'm going to tell y'all, I don't know what generation y'all are from, but I grew up in a generation where, unfortunately, And this is not to promote any violence. Unfortunately, growing up in the hood, a lot of times they will fight against Judah. Any other nations will come. Unfortunately, sometimes it was other tribes. It would take 2 of us to fight like 20 of them, and we knocking everybody down. I've been in these fights. I'm talking about in middle school. I lived in H-Town, Ali Middle School. It was gang city. It was Southwest Cholos, Black Disciples, Crips, Bloods, you name it. Hoover Deuce, Crips, Bloods. I was going to get jumped on the first day of school just for a girl liking me who I didn't like. It was that bad. It was scary. But after a while, you know, obviously, I'm with my brothers. I get to know whoever. And sometimes, unfortunately, just like in prison, you fight with your own tribe. And then usually with Judah, you only needed about 2 to 5 against 30. Okay, so you're identifying the children of Israel right here. Now, mind you, when all the tribes are together, my goodness. Because we know all the tribes have power when it comes to physical combat and sports. Our God blessed us with that. So not one of us failed. I got one more to show you how they've been using Ishmael. Let me go to page 190. All right. Chapter 61. Let me see. Chapter, I think this book is all messed up, boy. I've been reading this for years. I think we're in chapter 63. Let me see here. Always they were always coming. Let me show you about the Egyptians, boy. Let me show you how the Egyptians did us. I'm about to show you right now. 192, that's where it's at. There we go. Let me show you this last one before we go. So Zepho finally gets free. Zepho finally gets free. And he wants to, he didn't win over there. The Most High didn't bless him to fight his wars. And he forgot about the Most High. And this is the thing about Esau. He will come back to his nature. Unfortunately, he will come back to his nature. And just, let me show you real quick what I'm saying. Chapter 64, let me see. Chapter 64, verse 2. And Zepho and the children of Kittim received him with great... Oh, well, hold up. 1 second. Oh, verse 5. Zepho remembered not the Lord and considered not that the Lord had helped him in battle, and that he had delivered him and his people from the hand of king of Africa. Now, Zepho is an Edomite. Okay? He's a white man. Just so you, if you want to know. We taught it in our last lesson in the academy, but it's just, I'm just going short here. Zepho remembered not that the Lord considered not, Zepho remembered not the Lord and considered not that the Lord had helped him in battle, and that he had delivered him and his people from the hand of king of Africa, but still walked in the ways of the children of Kittim and Cyprus, and the wicked children of Esau, to serve gods which his brethren the children of Esau had taught him. It is therefore said, from wicked goes forth wickedness. A wicked root will always come. You can cut the root down, here comes another wicked root. You got to pluck that thing all the way up. So, here goes Zepho. He goes to his brothers Esau and say, listen, y'all was in a league with this king of Africa, Angius, the king of North Africa. I beat him, so y'all don't have to keep y'all covenant with him no more. I'm about to go down there back to the sons of Jacob and the Egyptians and fight against them. Well, let's see what happened. Check it out. 1 second. And Zepho sent to all the verse 15. And Zepho sent to all the children of the east and to all of the children of Ishmael. Ishmael is always in league with Edom. Just like today, you got your back then, the New Under the Sun, you got your crusades, and today you got your modern day crusades to occupy Jerusalem, who spread across the four corners of the earth with their one world order. To so-called bring peace through fear of immigrants may be doing evil. Something coming out of the sky. The rapture. Huh? With words like unto these. And they gathered themselves and came to assistance of Zepho and the children of Kittim in the war upon Egypt. So you had all of these nations of the east. Everybody was coming against the children of Israel once again. All right. So let's see here. One second. And all Egypt heard the report, and they also gathered themselves together, all the people of the land of Egypt, and all of the cities belonging to Egypt, about 300,000 men. Okay? Now, Zepho had a camp that was way more bigger than this. Okay? And the men of Egypt also to the children of Israel who were in those days in the land of Goshen, to come to them in order to go and fight with these kings. And the men of Israel assembled and were about 150 men. So the Egyptians had about 300,000. Okay. And Zepho had, and the camp was very heavy, extending in the length a distance of 3 days' journey. A people numerous as the sand upon the seashore, which could not be counted. They had so many people coming against us. It was a 3 days' journey to be able to count them. 3 days' journey. Do you know how many people that is? Do you know where they get their Lord of the Rings movies from? Their Game of Thrones movies from? This book right here. Egyptians had 300,000 men. We had 150 men only. No exaggeration. No modern day what they call cap. We not capping. All right, let's go back to verse 21. And the men of Israel assembled and were about 150 men. How many men you gonna think we need, kinfolk? That's how we be. How many men? Hey, I'll bring about 150. Man, they got about 3 days journey, man. We be good. You see how our running backs is running through cats in the NFL. You see how we on the basketball court dunking. Huh? Let me tell you, we tear every sport up. So we give us an all-star team real quick of about 150. You know what I'm talking about? You got you give you a few LeBron Jameses. You know, get you a few Michael Jordans. Get you a few Scottie Pippens out there, and we'll handle it. You know, get you a few Mighty Mouses. They like little pit bulls. We'll make sure it happen. Huh? A few Mike Tysons. You know, it's gonna go down. So let's see. Get you a few Kimbo slices out of Levi. Huh? Come on. So, and the men of Israel and Egypt went forth about 300,000 men and 150 men. So it keeps separating to show you the separation. And they went toward these kings to battle, and they placed themselves from without the land of Goshen opposite from Pathros. And the Egyptians believed, check this out, and the Egyptians believed not in Israel to go with them in their camps together for battle. So now the Egyptians like, I don't know, man. I don't know if these guys here, I don't know, man. I don't know, you know, like, I don't, you know, that's how Egyptians be. For all of the Egyptians said, perhaps the children of Israel would deliver us in the hand of the children of Esau and Ishmael, for they are their brethren. So the Egyptians are like, man, listen, That's they brothers. They, you know, we already don't like them. They got something against us. We got something against them. You know what I mean? We don't really we're not feeling them like that. Maybe they're going to turn us over because they real brothers at the end of the day. And all the Egyptians said unto the children of Israel, remain you here together in your stand, and we will go and fight against the children of Esau and Ishmael. And if these kings shall prevail over us, then come you all together upon them and assist us. And the children of Israel did so. So, here we go. Let's see. Verse 33, we're going to jump. And all of the Egyptians cried unto the children of Israel, saying, hasten to us and assist us and save us from the hand of Esau, Ishmael, and from the children of Kittim. And so the children of Kittim at that time were Asians. You got Japhet against us. You got pretty much all the nations that exist against us. They call all the children of the East. You pretty much got everybody just like right now trying to come against us. What you think about to happen again? What did our God do to us when all nations in Psalms 83 came to us in the book of Jasher? We whipped they behind with a remnant, with a small amount. But Christ is saying vengeance is his now. Now he wants to see who's proven to be that remnant. But trust me, back then he only needed a little bit. He only needed a little bit in the flood. And he only going to need a little bit again. He's only saving a little bit. It's not about the number for the Most High. So people get off of this thing about being Israelites. It's about Christ, Yeshaya. You thinking it's about black against white. Nah. I'm going to show you. They had men as much as a 3 days journey, and we only had 150 men. The Egyptians had 300,000 men. You know they don't got no hands. Have you ever lived in Egypt and seen an Egyptian fight? I'm going to tell you right now. I got a true story. I was fighting one against about 6 Egyptians. They started it. They started kicking me. They kicked me 3 times. The guy kicked me 3 times and I stood there calm. You know I've been to war. He kicked me and tried to break my leg. I'm sitting here. He kicking my leg. I said, brother, this ain't against you. The same way I'm talking to you is the same way I stood there. I got witnesses. I'm trying to check his friend, tell him, listen, you ain't gonna be talking about my lady like that, brother. He talking about, ooh, look at that, look at that behind. He said it in the, the bad word, but and I said, listen, all I'm gonna need you to do is go apologize. You see what I'm saying? All I'm gonna need you to do is after the Sabbath, I'm gonna need you to go apologize. And if you apologize, we good. If you don't apologize, I got to live around here. My wife got to walk around here. It ain't going down like that. See what I'm saying? But I don't really want to get into that. So I'm like, if he apologized, we good. I bring him back. I'm getting ready to bring him there. His friend starts kicking me who have nothing to do with it. Because they just racist. And they black just like us. He was the same color as me. He starts to kick me. They practice karate out there a lot. He's kicking me. And he kicked me once. And I said, listen, brother. The reason why you didn't see me jump out to fight. One, I done been to war. That's nothing to me. 2, I got young brothers and sisters around who I don't want to teach that we should be brawling and fighting all over the place. So I'm not a man of pride where like, oh, you weak or you scared. No, every man is different. Some men, I don't know, they glorify in vanity. A man, doing that to me, and I got people to be an example for it, it's not a big deal to me. Let me tell you, I'm qualified already. So he kicks me again. And I said, look here, brother. Simultaneously while I'm speaking, I'm praying to the Father. I'm like, Father, I'm trying my best. I want to make sure before you press my button that he kicks me again a 3rd time. I said, okay. It's looking like it's getting ready to have to go there. Because I'm talking to the friend who I'm going to make apologize. Now his friend is kicking me. And usually back where I'm from, before the truth, I hit you first. You say something, you gonna get hit in your mouth. Straight up. Right? So the whole deal is I got younger brothers and sisters to be an example to. So I'm like, I'll take the so-called embarrassment. I don't need to show I'm tough. He kicks me the 4th time. Now, mind you, I'm sitting there calm just like this. I'm not yelling. I'm like, I didn't say, don't kick me. No. See, a lot of y'all take martial arts and you get emotional. I stay calm. I was just calm just like this. Very calm. And so when he did that, that's when the party started. That's when he had to smell my Egyptian musk or cologne, whatever they had out there. See? And you know, I don't need to brag on myself. Let me tell you how real this story happened. It was me and Rapayala's little brother, young Nate. He was there. He was there. He was fighting off, I think, one guy or something like that. And it was like 6 guys against us. People who we said hi to every day, they try to give them sticks against us. So we didn't trust none of them because they're like, damn, we say hi to you every day. You giving the Egyptians sticks to fight us. I'm fighting, you know what I mean, all of these guys, and I finally get to the one who kicked me because I wanted him real bad. Now, mind you, I'm punching a heavy bag every day. Every day I had a heavy bag in my room. After I would come from the gym for cardio, I would punch it. So I still got that same callus on my hand right here. And I said, man, we fighting them. I'm doing my little 52 blocks. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? And, you know, and he every time he throw one, I'm bow, you know. And after that, I said, no, I like to be close to you. I like to be real close to you, no homo. So I said, you know what, enough playing around. I just grabbed him in a headlock or whatever. And, you know, I'm not a violent man. I'm a family man. So if you talk about my wife, like Christ said, you can't speak against the Holy Spirit. There's no forgiveness of that. So, you know, that's just what it was. You talked about my wife, and then on top of that, you're going to put your hands on me. What else am I to do? So I got that boy in the headlock. We fell off the curve. When we fell off the curve, it was almost like an angel put him right between my legs. And y'all don't know, I was so calm in the fight. I was literally calm. I'm like, oh, shoot, I got it between my legs now. We fell off the curve. I squeezed my legs together. And I'm going to tell you, I actually smiled. I smiled. I'm like, yeah, this is it now. Bow, bow. And I just kept going. And once I knew he wasn't going nowhere, I went harder because I was hitting that heavy bag. And it just felt like, and he just boom, 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 boom. And so finally some people come over there try to break it up because they was getting whipped by one, you know. Young Nate, I don't know what young Nate was doing. He probably was over there. But I told him, I said, man, come on, man. We're not going to fight no war because it was more and more Egyptians coming out. And if we would have kept fighting, it probably would have been, we could have died or somebody out there. We didn't really want to fight a war. It's too many Egyptians. So I'm like, man, let's just walk away. We handled our business. We did what we need to do. And that was pretty much it. 2 years later, I'm working out in this new gym. And I'm showing you how these Egyptians are while I'm telling you this story. It don't take that many of Jake to deal with the Egyptians. They need 100 Egyptians. And my brother know, Raquel Malak know, it takes 100 Egyptians to fight one black man. That's just how they always do. They will not go heads up with one. I'm telling you the truth. They literally need about 50 men to... I lived there 8 years. It's never going to be a one-on-one. It's going to be 10-on-1, 15-on-1. And I got some other stories. I don't want to tell them. We going to tell y'all them in the wilderness. I got a lot of fight stories in Egyptian fights, unfortunately. But anyway, I see them at the gym. And I told this to Rock last night. The guy who I beat up, defended myself from, I'll say that. He wants to be my friend. He sees me up in there squatting 500 pounds. I used to read this book called Squat Every Day. So and then people came admired of me in the gym. And he's like, man, you know, yeah, I want to be a friend, you know. And I'm like, who are you? Because the owner said, yeah, this is a guy. He said you fought him and beat him up. And I'm like, oh, man, it's all good. Everybody looking up to Ariana in the gym now. And then they got another young brother. He said, man, I saw the fight too. He said, you was doing backflips. You know what I mean? You was like doing karate kicks. And I said, brother, I did none of that. I know what I did. I'm arguing him down. He talking about, no, man, he's literally arguing me down. No, man, I'm telling you, I saw what you did. I'm like, listen, I don't know if some angels was there, but I didn't do that. But I'm like, it's all good. So it's crazy how the Most High will even make your enemies your friend after that. You know what I mean? So I said it to say, listen, we reading about these other nations, but I want to tell y'all something. You don't got nothing to worry about. That's why our sisters need to be with men. Men of the Most High, that is. You need to be with men of the Most High. When you're walking in Egypt, they asking how much you are and all that. You need men who be like, hey, bruh, you ain't talking to my sisters like that. So that was me. I was a protector of the sisters out there. And the brothers. The brothers know. Y'all brothers know y'all love me. I ain't got to say what I did for y'all, but y'all know how I go down already. Y'all know I'm going to be on the front line. So anyway, yeah, I look pretty, but it can get pretty ugly. So anyway, that's how it is with the Egyptians. So what you're reading here is actual facts. Other brothers got plenty of stories too. It's going to be 10 Egyptians. I saw an Egyptian one day. He had a 20-foot light piece of wood trying to run into a fight, talking about, I'm like, brother, what are you're not going to even be able to do nothing with this. They are so over-exaggerated and all that. People who lived in Egypt, that y'all know what I'm talking about already. So when you read the book of Jasher, it all makes sense now. Elder Rawchaa don't tell you these stories to make myself look tough. I'm a family guy. I'm not a fighter. I'm not lying to you if you don't believe me. I'm just being honest with you. I am a family guy. I'm not a fighter. Okay? So you don't even got to be worried about all that. Anyway, let's read this thing. Let's read it. Let's get back to it. Where we at? 34. And the 150 men of the children of Israel ran from their stations to the camps of these kings, and the children of Israel cried unto the Lord their God to deliver them. And the Lord hearkened to Israel, and the Lord gave all the men of the king of Israel into their hand. Look at our God. Not only that, we whipped the Egyptians behind before we left Egypt. So I'm not going to even get to that part. We whipped them twice before the sea was split. Don't even worry about nothing. Have faith in your God. Plant your food, save your family, meaning keep your family together, and let's endure. It's going to be fine with all of these false miracles. This fear they're pushing. Check it out. And the children of Israel fought against these kings. And the children of Israel smote about 4,000 of the king's men. 150 men smote 4,000. Do you know what type of skill you have to have? It can't be just physical skill. It just can't be physical. I try to teach you guys, war is not a little physical art or fight on the street. War has to have spiritual powers attached. That's when our angel of the presence turns on. That's why our angel of the presence is with us. Judah, when you read the testament of Judah, Judah's angel of the presence was an angel of might. So his angel would turn on to do certain things when the Most High allowed it. Not just every time all day. So when it's time, that angel of the presence is going to, and it looks just like you, right? It's going to do exactly what the Most High allows it to do. With only 150 men, we dealt with 4,000. So when they saw that, you know they had to dip. And the Lord threw a great consternation in the camp of the king, so that the fear of the children of Israel fell upon them. And all the hosts of the kings fled from before the children of Israel, and the children of Israel pursued them, continuing to smite them unto the borders of the land of Cush. And the children of Israel slew them in the road, yet 2,000 men, and of the children of Israel not one fell. So not only that, they slayed 2,000 more men, 6,000 men with 150 men, because of the help of our God. Huh? All of the nations in the whole region came for us. The original Europeans, which were Japhet, with Zepho, because Zepho eventually took over, and that's what created the Greeks there, and then obviously the Russians and all that. That's why they look Asian. All of these nations in Psalms 83 came against us, and we whipped their behinds. So we're not protesting for nobody. Nobody's protesting for the hidden ones. Stay out the way. Don't do any of that. Don't worry about what's coming out of the sky. Because let me tell you, anything can come out of the sky with some high technology that you possibly could believe. They're showing you right now the trash stuff, but whatever's going to come out the sky, it's going to look real. But like Christ said, whatever he told us is literal. We are seeing it literal now. It's almost up, guys. So, and when the Egyptians saw that the children of Israel had fought with such few men with kings, and their battle was so very severe against them, all the Egyptians were greatly afraid of their lives on account of the strong battle. And all Egypt fled, every man hiding himself from the arrayed forces, and they hid themselves in the road, and they left the Israelites to fight. So our people eventually, because I can't read the whole thing, because we saw that the Egyptians were like leaving us, we act like we didn't know who they was, and we start smiting them. Yeah, y'all want to leave us? Man, go get them boys. Man, go get these cats, man. They tried to leave us. They tried to play us. They tried to leave us for dead. So we like, oh, we didn't know. Oh, another Arab. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. So this last video I'm going to show you guys. And like I said, I had my baby there. Nobody going to disrespect my wife and my children. Period. So, and I give the opportunity for repentance. I truly do. But if, like I said, I was forced to defend myself, or I had 2 partial ACL tears. This guy was kicking my knee. He knew what he was doing. It wasn't like he actually knew martial arts. So it's not all about, he knew martial arts, but I knew something else. Obviously, I know martial arts too. I just don't tell people what I know, but it don't always work how you think it's gonna work. You know what I mean? So I just want to put that out there. It's all about self-defense, and it's not violence or being a brawler like Christ said. But I just wanted to bring that out there to show you guys, you have no fear. Sisters, you won't be able to fight this war. Men can. You fight it spiritually by praying for your men and staying in order. And brothers, step up to the plate and be trustworthy when needed, honorable. And the Most High will turn on whatever spirit he needs to in us if it's time. Very simple. We don't need to go around boasting and promoting violence, because we'll be just like them. Right? So we have to show a separation, that we're a peaceful people, and that they are the ones who are truly violent, as they always have been. We're men of war regardless. We're protectors regardless. Don't forget about Levi and Simeon protecting their sister. Fair use, educational purposes only, so we can get out of here.
Should President Trump be nominated for the...
Hold on, y'all. Hold on. What the heck is going on? Sometimes you get these links and it be all over the place. Could you please, one second, guys. What is going on right now? Father have mercy. Come on, Rumble. Why are you doing me like that? Where's the volume there? Oh my goodness. I don't like this. I'm gonna get it for y'all though. 1 second. All right, I got it. Lord have mercy. Esau with their little corny commercials. Father have mercy. Fair use.
My name is Joseph Spencer. From May 1970 to October 1997, I served the United States government as a top secret operative, but not in a category that is commonly known or understood. I was known as a man in black. Following 7 years acting as a counterintelligence agent for the CIA, I was recruited for a new assignment that entailed working within above top secret operations. I was aware of the black budget projects, but never knew the context of them due to their high level of secrecy. Even the president was denied access to their inner workings. Annually, billions of dollars are poured into black projects, which operate without any supervision or intrusion. They have full autonomy. The operations deal primarily with advancing military technologies, most of which have been reverse engineered from recovered alien spacecrafts that had either crashed or were shot down by our military. The public, sadly, will never, ever have knowledge of these operations. This transition in my life happened in 1970. The senior black project director was William T. Latham, who had worked under CIA Executive Director Richard Schlesinger. Latham stated that I was the perfect candidate for my new position. I was a foster child, and I had no connections to existing relatives. I had no friends or social life. It was easy for them to erase my past and provide me with a new identity. I gave myself to them as a priest would to his God. But first, my mind had to be erased. I was injected with various forms.
We're not worrying about nobody in the chat, y'all. Y'all just stay focused. The devil is just trying to be busy. Haile Selassie, whoever he is, he ain't, listen, it's no power he got. Okay, so we're not even worried about it. It have nothing to do with no Sheba or Solomon. No. That's just straight off. We not even paying attention. It's bigger fish to fry. Haile Selassie, he don't got no power. All right, they full of Islam in Ethiopia too.
Mind-altering drugs, LSD, heroin, mescaline, morphine, sodium pentothal, and more. Drug-induced hypnosis.
Okay, well, you can call in our show tomorrow. We're not taking any calls tonight. Call in our show tomorrow, Barrington Edwards on A Gathering 144. We welcome you there, my brother. We don't got nothing against you. You can call me an amateur. Listen, listen. Another man's words to me, they don't define me. So, trust me. Only amateurs is people who comes on other people's shows to actually conversate. Because if Haile Selassie had you doing some work, you would at last see be doing that work. You would at last see be doing Haile Selassie's work. Okay, you be all in Jamaica with your weed, spreading your weed doctrine. That's what you would be doing. You wouldn't be on my page worried about me. That's not what grown men would be doing. You would be doing the work. You don't come. Listen, I'm not worrying about nothing Haile Selassie got going on. That's the difference. I wouldn't be coming to another man's page trying to take his fruits off of his tree. Get your own, plant your own tree in your own vineyard, get your own fruit. And stop stealing. Or smoke that weed, fire that weed up, sit back and watch me. You might learn something. I'm just saying. We don't got nothing to do. Listen, we don't got nothing to do with the Ethiopians, sir. Fire that weed that you used to deal with, or we got some shaman shops around here, the CBD and all of that, and go chill with them. I'm just saying. Because we don't got nothing against you, brother. We know you like to smoke your little tweed and all that. But if you want to call in, I'm not going to have no calls tonight because I got to give you a little food. But you want to call in tomorrow, I promise you, we will welcome you on A Gathering 144. I'm humble enough to tell you I had a long day. I'm not going to deal with you tonight. You see what I'm saying? But you could call in tomorrow. A Gathering 144 on our show with our elder. And there we go. And we'll pick your fruit off your tree. We can barter. We can have a little barter system. You pick a little fruit off our tree. But let me tell you, ain't no fruit going to fall off our tree. You too short to jump to grab fruit off our tree. I can tell you that right now. But I'm not interrupting my lesson any longer for Haile Selassie that don't need no hell. It's no all hail Haile Selassie. You too high and you won't be sane to even deal with me. Okay? So you can get with your ganja crew, smoke your tweed, and get ready for tomorrow, and go to 8 Gallon 144 and holler at your boy. Okay? You can smoke one for Sheba, Selassie, and whoever else. Lassie too. The dog. I'm finna continue.
Followed with antegrade and retrograde amnesia. The goal was to program me to do two things: kill and forget. After 9 months of programming, I had become a man in black. What I later discovered was that not all the men in black were human. About a third were alien hybrids. Their distinctive feature was the absence of whites in their eyes, giving the impression of empty eye sockets. This unsettled me, and it took months to adjust to the reality of alien integration. My assignments largely dealt with UFO sightings and crash sites. In August of 1971, I witnessed my first UFO crash site just north of Edwards Air Force Base in California from the world governments. By Lieutenant General Andrew Garris. I was then led down a corridor and into a large hangar, where a stealth bomber hovered only 20 feet above me. I stood there confused. Then Garris looked over at me and smiled, then asked if I was certain of what I was seeing. I replied, of course. What else could it be? I was then shocked to find out that this wasn't a real craft. It was a projected hologram. Since the early 1950s, scientists have been developing holographic technology.
Since the early 1950s, they have been developing the technology. Where do you think they are now? Since they've been doing it since the 1950s. I'm going to tell you, so whatever's coming out the sky, a lot of people are going to be deceived, just like they were deceived in 2020. You watch.
And over the years, improved.
It's not fermented milk. It's our protein. Our protein pot off my site with we put that little raw milk or the kefir in there. Yeah, that's what this is.
A state that we can only imagine. As I stood there staring at the bomber, which looked so absolutely real and solid that I could reach up and touch it, I contemplated the possibilities. What if this projection was 1,000 feet up in the sky? How would anyone know that that was an illusion? The Phoenix Lights craft, witnessed by 10,000 people, was the first grand-scale skybeam test upon the public. It succeeded beyond expectations.
There you go.
In October 1938, Orson Welles unleashed his War of the Worlds radio broadcast to the American public. It was so realistically portrayed, vast portions of the population went into panic. Terrified citizens scrambled to evacuate their cities in droves. America had been easily tricked by very simple means. To amplify this response, those who are truly in power of not only our country, but all the countries on the planet, and who are the true purveyors of the depopulation process, have formulated the final stage of their sinister plan. In the year 2024,
here you go.
A global event will alter the course of mankind's future. The world will stand witness to a massive alien invasion. Thousands of projected holographic alien warships.
Now, folks, they hadn't did it yet because they're behind about 1.5 years, 2 years. Okay? So it could happen now on 26. Because they were behind. 2020 was supposed to happen around, I think, 2017.
Will blanket the skies, sending people into a global panic. Real military crafts within the holograms will inflict actual damage to the surrounding areas to sell the gimmick. And as a result of the
This is where we're going to want to have food, water, shelter, and all that. Because guess what? We'll continue to go into whatever the next phase is until this thing phases out. So let me tell you, we're going to have faith through this. But we're going to make it through. Our God, let me tell you, I watch these angels out there every night. And you got your angel of the presence. It's all going to work out. It's all going to work out.
Human chaos. A one world government will immediately form without any resistance from the people. They will be the new world order. Once this happens, we as a people will be doomed to enslavement and accelerated depopulation. With that said, the only hope for human salvation is to acquire and spread the knowledge of these activities and agendas. Resist, retaliate, then conquer this imposing enemy. The time is now, as humanity is rapidly approaching its final days.
So I wanted to drop that on you guys again. I know we showed it a few shows ago, and like I said, yes, I will be doing the shows about the YN and the baddies, but we are live at 5 in Matthew 24. So I had to go into this tonight, just to show the people where we are, what's going on, how it's an agenda. Yes, people are going to die. Christ said that people are going to die. But a lot of you are going to see this happen. And you're going to be tested as gold in a fire, as you are already now through faith. Okay, so you got to be baptized in the fire. You have to go through that fire to come out as gold, as we already have been, and we are now. So we have to stick together strongly as a church, as the devil tries to throw his wrenches in there, and throw his nails to flatten our tires. Let me tell you, you got to keep a spare in the back. It's all good. But next week we're gonna open up the lines next week. Okay, I had a lot to catch up on, so we're gonna be opening those lines up, and like I said, God willing, nothing else is happening where we can go ahead and go into that show on how the Most High is just dropping this whole place down, giving our people one last chance to actually come and get informed with this truth. So stay tuned tomorrow for our show on A Gathering 144, if it be God's will. And then the show on Thursday, okay, with Deacon Hazak. And then the show on Friday, whether it be whatever elder comes on Patreon. And then Elder Rawchaa sometime comes on at night. And then we have on the Sabbath, we have the Sabbath lessons, okay? And then on Sunday, we go back into our Hebrew and Bible Academy that we were promoting earlier today on historytimes.org. So, anyway, guys, peace and blessings to you all. Hopefully you all, you understand, learned a lot. And we will see you soon. Stay tuned. And yes, my children's page, Lions Kids, they don't, because children don't get, you don't get notifications from children's channels. They keep these pedophiles and things like that away. So your children want to watch any new Lions Kids, they got a new episode. They have updated their these children have updated their animation, and their channel is doing, it's continuing to evolve. So check that out, and stay tuned for more to come, okay? And if you already know if you want some supplements, where to go. You go to keysupplements.com. All right, let me just type that in for you really quick, and you can just check it out. Make sure you do your research. Don't just be buying things. You got to know what you need. You have any questions, just ask in the chat. All right, you got the gummies. We got all type of gummies. All right, we got ashwagandha gummies. We got a lot of new stuff coming as well. Ashwagandha gummies will be back in stock finally. We do have Shilajit with ashwagandha gummies. We have the ashwagandha. We have we got so many things. And if you don't know what you need or whatever the case may be, just get in the chat and hit us up, all right? But you can go to KIIYsupplements.com. That stands for Kingdom is in You, okay? So, that's what I'm sipping on right now, my good old protein. And, just stay tuned. We got a lot coming. All right, G.O.C.C. Media, Tuesday nights with Elder Rawchaa. Thank you for tuning in. And oh yeah.
The Bible. Is it hard to understand?
When it comes to reading the Bible, the first thing that comes to mind is the fact that this is the Word of God.
The seals have been broken, and the truth is here.
And when we go throughout the scriptures, when we go throughout extra biblical records, we find that the language that God employed, that he used to create the heavens and the earth, was the Hebrew language.
Christ said, I came for the lost sheep of the house of Israel. But yet no one, no religious leader, no religious church out there anywhere can now identify the 12 tribes of Israel. Can we? God is quite simple, but it seems as if man makes understanding him hard.
What are those mysteries?
The truth of your book and the truth will make you